We'll probably take a break, just me and Tanner again tonight. We have an extraordinary amount of new arrivals. We'll be back live again Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I don't know if we're going to do another punk night for Friday. I do have probably half of the Austin collection still left, so we still have more punk and hardcore records. If we do another punk and hardcore metal show, it will be Friday night again. But as of right now, it's just regular scheduled programming. That means every time we're live, we're going to be having new arrivals to show you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start showing some records. Christy says it's on now. Chris, pictures up on YouTube. Okay. Tanner was just changing something. Hope it didn't mess anything up. Okay, you're good on YouTube. Let's get to selling records there. All right, we have first a restock of Blind Melon Soup. Blind Melon Soup is $38.99. This is from Music on Vinyl. Blind Melon Soup, $38.99. Blind Melon Soup. That is a Music on Vinyl pressing, $38.99. We've been out of stock for that for a few months, I think. I got a restock of Leonard Skinner Collected. Leonard Skinner Collected is a 2LP retro, what's the word I'm looking for? Retrospective, career spanning Leonard Skinner compilation. This is $44.99. Leonard Skinner Collected, that is $44.99. I have 2 of those available. I also have 2 copies of Mo-Fi's J. Giles Band, The Morning After. The J. Giles Band, The Morning After. That is $49.99. Stacy Brown on Leonard Skinner. I actually have a sheet on the computer. I did make a waiting list sheet. Leonard Skinner. I think Linda Lamb. Linda Lamb, I have you on a waiting list as well for Leonard Skinner Collected. Let me pull up that information right here. And we need a Leonard Skinner for Tim Holloway. And yeah, I got 1 sheet pre-order. I walked in the door at 6:57. So actually, I'm amazed at what I was able to do in the 8 minutes we were late getting started. So Josh got some new vinyl in box, but there's a lot more back there. We actually have ran out of crates again. So, all right, so tagging live. First sale of the night, that's sold to Stacy Brown, Leonard Skinner Collected. Tim Holloway also gets a Leonard Skinner Collected. Linda Lamb, you were on the waiting list for that. And I always sell out of those. I don't know why I don't get more, but I definitely need to. And Jay Giles sold to David Johnson and Jerry Stone. Those are sold and sold. So we need to put a waiting list down for Brent Rabel and Leonard Skinner, and also need to make a note to order about 10 more of those because we sell the heck out of them here in the store too. I mean, there's not really a really good Leonard Skinner's Greatest Hits in print. There is a thing called Icon, but it's not a really high quality pressing. It's kind of like a lower budget Leonard Skinner Collected or Greatest Hits, and I think a couple of the songs aren't studio, they're live. So, all right, another Mo-Fi restock. I've never had this one, Santana 3 from Mo-Fi. These are only $36.99. Santana Silver Label Series. They're numbered on the back, Santana 3. If we don't sell out of these, I'm going to add that one to my collection. Really, I mean, I love that. That's a great album, and it's a Mo-Fi pressing, just $36.99. I've got 2 copies of Faith, Hope, Love, King's X. Faith, Hope, Love. This is limited, numbered, and colored on gold vinyl, $49.99. Faith, Hope, Love by King's X. That is $49.99. I have 3 of those. It looks like I am sold out of Santanas. That's Ryan Foster, Jerry Stone, Brent Rabley, Michael Potts, Paul Brothers. Mike Cochran, I can get you one of these, and I plan on getting more anyway. I just said I need one for myself, right? So I'll get some more of these. Mike Cochran, I'll put you on a waiting list. These first 5 went to Ryan Foster, Jerry Stone, Brent Rabley, Michael Potts, and Paul Brothers. Mike Cochran, you're on the waiting list. If anybody else wants one of those, let me know. And both King's X albums are sold. Craig Proper and Wayne Heat. A lot of people always asking for King's X. And what's the other one that's really popular on Music on Vinyl? Faith No More. There's a couple artists that King's X does a lot of, or Music on Vinyl keeps a lot of artist catalog in stock, or at least some of their albums. The Santana were $36.99, past tense. $36.99 on Santana. Brent McKinney, I'm also going to put you on that waiting list. Mike Cochran says he's good with that. I only have 1 copy of Obituary, Slowly We Rot. This is a Music on Vinyl pressing, $38.99. We had like a later, some kind of repressing of that we auctioned the other night. I saw that was in stock, and I was like, well, let's try it. Obituary, Slowly We Rot, and that's music on vinyl, $38.99. What's this next title? The Sisters of Mercy. The Sisters of Mercy, that is Floodland. That is $39.99. The Sisters of Mercy, Floodland, that is a new MoFi pressing, Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. That is $39.99. $39.99 for that. We have one obituary. We will tag that one, and then everyone else, I will put you on a waiting list. Let me find my other phone because a couple of these Sisters of Mercy have already sold. I can pull up my Facebook on my other phone and let everybody know. By the way, are we expecting someone, or they're just... Let's see here. Okay, so let me go here to... Let me find where I posted that Sister of Mercy album. Let's see. I'll go ahead and tag those live. I actually hadn't got that order pulled off yet. There it is. All right. I think there's a couple. Josh already pulled his, and we need one for Walt Cruz. So there's one for Walt Cruz. All right. So Tony Riddle. Tony Riddle gets the obituary, and John Sheehan and Jared Benoit on the waiting list for those. I will have more of those. I'll have more of those. Okay. So Sisters of Mercy is $39.99. Sisters of Mercy Floodland. That is a MoFi pressing. I have one copy of Testament Souls of Black from Music on Vinyl. Testament Souls of Black. That is $38.99. And I have one copy of the Reservoir Dogs soundtrack. $38.99. $38.99. As you see, I don't have enough metal music on vinyl. It like sells out, and then I can't get it anymore. And then it all comes in a big wave. But I think these are available. So I'll kind of order ones and twos, and then I'll take a waiting list so we don't get overstocked. But I guess Testament is something you really can't get overstocked on too much. That's sold to Martin Pryor, Ken Crooker, and Darren Wortman on the waiting list on that. So anybody else, let me know so I can get these ordered. They might be in by the end of the week. It's Thursday tomorrow. I could have these by the end of the week. If not, it'll be first of next week. Robert Serta on the Santana waiting list. If anybody's a first-time buyer, even if you're going on a waiting list, make sure you message our page so we can have your information. I have one copy of Reservoir Dogs, and Brent asked about Couldn't Stand the Weather. I don't have that one, but I do have Skies Crying, $49.99. Analog Productions, 100% analog masters. That is $49.99. I have two of those, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Skies Crying, and a restock of Tedeschi Trucks Band, Made Up Mine. $44.99 for Tedeschi Trucks Band, Made Up Mine. $44.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan sold to Ryan Foster and John Ambrosic. Brent, those should be on the way, though. I ordered them. They should be on the way. They should be on the way. White Zombie, Astro Creep 2000. $38.99 for White Zombie, Astro Creep 2000. That is $38.99. And that is, can you get Couldn't Stand the Weather? All right, so put Brent Rabley down on Couldn't Stand the Weather from Analog Productions. I think the other person on that's Michael Potts. I've got to key those in. I have them ordered, just got to key them in. Paul Brothers on the other Stevie Ray Vaughan waiting list, which is Skies Crying, so there's two of those now in print from Analog Productions. And Susie Breedlove wants the Tedeschi Trucks Band. That's sold to Susie Breedlove. Let me pause right there for just a second and get a couple auctions started. I have a lot of new vinyl tonight, some that you hadn't seen before. From last night we didn't get to. And then we got stuff that's new that is still unboxed or still boxed up in the back. And we'll have to, of course, get all that to tomorrow night. We have Bon Jovi, 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit. Bon Jovi, 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a Japanese pressing. This feels like it has a lot of extras with it. This is going to be a $55 start. Really nice cover. We got a lot of Japanese auctions tonight. There is the Japanese insert. We have a some kind of Bon Jovi Japanese insert poster flip. And the vinyl, of course, is mint and pristine. This is Bon Jovi. Perfect copy. 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit. That's our first Japanese auction, along with many others we're going to be doing tonight. Paul Brothers wants on the Santana waiting list. I think I've seen that. Let me make sure. Give my copy to Mike. I'm fine with waiting. Okay, so tag Mike Cochran with Paul Brothers Santana. And Paul Brothers said he'll go on the waiting list. And then the Beatles ballads, a really cool Beatles comp. I sold one of these the other day in the store. He said, that's a unique cover. Beatles comp, everything from Yesterday to Hey Jude to Something, Till There Was You. There's the Japanese lyric flip and Odeon, EMI Odeon Japanese vinyl, near mint and pristine. And that is going to be a $45 start. So $45 start on the Beatles ballads, Japanese press, and Bon Jovi 7800 degrees Fahrenheit. Is there a Texas flood waiting list? Yes. Yes. If we'll take down your name either way. I'm sure there is. Usually there's a Stevie Ray Vaughan waiting list for everything. Roger Ramjet gets the last Tedeschi Trucks band. That's sold to Roger Ramjet. And I got a restock of Whole Celebrity Skin. Whole Celebrity Skin. This is $38.99. There was somebody on a waiting list for this. Darren Wortman and Kevin Jordan. Darren Wortman and Kevin Jordan. This is $38.99. Ivan Villavenicios at $50 on the Beatles. And that's our first crate of new vinyl restocks for tonight. So let me go through those one more time. The first record, in case you missed it, was Blind Melon Soup. Blind Melon Soup. That's a music on vinyl pressing. $38.99. $38.99 for Blind Melon Soup. I've got 5 of those available for Blind Melon. I got a restock of the Sisters of Mercy Floodland. That's a new sealed MoFi pressing, limited edition, $39.99. 1 copy of Reservoir Dogs soundtrack, Quentin Tarantino film. That is $38.99. 3 White Zombies left. That's Astro Creep 2000 album. That is $38.99. And Whole Celebrity Skin, Courtney Love, Whole Celebrity Skin. That is $38.99. Ivan's in at $50 on the Beatles ballads. Cameron Nance, let me know if you're in or out. And Paul says this Japanese pressing sounds amazing. Let me adjust my camera a little bit so y'all can see those. There we go. So yeah, Bon Jovi and the Beatles. Bon Jovi, I'm looking for a $55 start. If it doesn't get a bend, we will end it pretty soon. I got one more, like third of a crate of new vinyl from the same shipment. Let me go ahead and show those. And there's a couple of cool things in here. Yes, Walt, I've got you down for Sisters of Mercy. Yes. Sorry I didn't reply to your comment, but I have you down. All right, we have a restock of Suicidal Tendencies, Join the Army. And I think there was somebody. Let me go ahead and pull one. There is somebody on our spreadsheet for that. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find that right quick. Yeah, David Chilcote. We can go ahead and tag him live. David Chilcote, I had you on a waiting list for this. Suicidal Tendencies, Join the Army. That's David's, and I've got 2 left for Suicidal Tendencies, Join the Army. That's a music on vinyl, $38.99. $38.99. And this was a big seller when we initially posted the pre-order. Finally got a few more back in. Crimson Glory Transcendence. Crimson Glory Transcendence. Limited edition, 1,500 individually numbered copies on cool blue vinyl. That is $39.99. Jared Benoit also wants a Suicidal Tendencies. Paul Brothers on that Stevie Ray Vaughan waiting list, and so is Debbie Blair. Okay, Cameron, I was making sure Cameron didn't comment. I'm going to have to go ahead and sell this to Ivan Villavenicio for $50. If anybody wants Bon Jovi, 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit, $55 buy it now on that. 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit. Cameron says out. I'm glad. I was hoping a bid. Well, I mean, I was looking for a bid to come in, but I was going to feel real bad if I called it sold and then your bid popped up. That's $55 if anybody wants it. I have pretty much 2 entire crates of Japanese vinyl to go through tonight. Let me tag a couple things over here on my spreadsheet before I forget it, that we've already pulled them. Okay, so next couple auctions, let me do those right now. I've got some new stuff in here, such as Journey and Rush. But let's do a Beatles Let It Be, and I've got a Doobie Brothers as well. So that's going to be our next auctions. Give me 1 second. That's going to be Let It Be and the Doobie Brothers Farewell Tour. Rock Ballads Collected. I know we have a lot of new buyers that hadn't got to see the full catalog for Music on Vinyl Collected. This was a really popular one. Rock Ballads Collected. And I didn't have any in stock, so this is all I have as of right now. This is on colored vinyl, 2LP. It's got 24 tracks on it. Artists include Def Leppard, Queensryche, Kiss, Vandenberg, Bryan Adams, Marillion, Alice Cooper, Poison, Rush, Bon Jovi, Extreme, REO Speedwagon, Aerosmith, The Journey, Status Quo, Foreigner, Gary Moore, The Cult, Ugly Kid Joe, Styx, Nazareth, Pearl Jam, Tesla, and ZZ Top. That's Rock Ballads Collected. That's a 2LP. This is still the limited and numbered series on colored vinyl. They actually have these in print on black vinyl too. Those are still the colored 2LP compilations, Rock Ballads Collected, $44.99. This is a new release for Music on Vinyl. I never did get around to posting the pre-order. That's Artillery, Fear of Tomorrow. Artillery is a limited edition 1000 on Blade Bullet colored vinyl. Artillery. That is $38.99. Michelle Phillips wants a Rock Ballads Collected, and so does Stacy Brown. I've got a couple more I'm going to show. I got some in our bins. I've got some of the older collecteds I'm going to discount. I already discounted the 60s Volume 2. I had those in our flip video in the group. And Dwayne Sevilla wants an Artillery. Release date on that is Friday. That's a new release from Music on Vinyl, the Artillery reissue. All right, so next auctions, we have the Beatles, Let It Be. Nice Japanese pressing. No, almost no wear on the cover. Very nice copy. This is going to be a $55 start. Japanese pressing with Obi, UK Flag Series, near mint pristine vinyl. That is a $55 start. $55 start on the Beatles, Let It Be. And then the Doobie Brothers Farewell. The Doobie Brothers Farewell Tour is going to be a $40 start. $40 start on this. 2LP, live Doobie Brothers Farewell concert. There is the Japanese insert. And there's the lyric insert. This is a $40 start. That is the Doobie Brothers Farewell Tour. Okay, the Beatles is $55, Doobie Brothers is $40. I got 2 copies of Artillery left, and yes, these are available. If you want one, you can claim it right now. I can't believe I'm actually holding these in my hand. Y'all know how many people hop on almost every show and ask for this record. I've got 2, and I've got more on the way. Days of the New. Let me show you the list for that. Let me show you the list for that because I do have several people on a waiting list. Days of the New. Here's everybody that already has one for tonight. Kyle Gregory, Chris Kirkley, Jeff Dedman, John Leeson, Chuck Wilson. Chuck Wilson has 2. Brian Newland, Tina Williams, Brent Rabley, Jake Dale, George Ellis, and C. William Pop. And actually, Tanner, I replied to all these people, and I got to make sure. I think at least one person said take them off, but I'm not for sure. So we'll tag those after the sale officially. But that's everybody for sure that's getting one right now. If you want to let us know if you do or do not want one. I've got like 25 more on the way. 25 more on the way. So I'm going to leave that list up and make sure nobody's tagging them. So if you want on that waiting list, those will be here. They actually may be in a box in the back right now. So I had to get them somewhere else. I had to pay more for them. For about the rest of the week, these are going to be $44.99. And then probably when this shipment runs out, or anybody that's on this waiting list, probably by next week, they'll be $49.99. Just FYI. Just FYI. That's Days of the New. I've got 2 to tag live right now. C. William Pop was first, but he was already on that list. And then Aaron Jolly and Dwayne Sevilla. Let me make sure they're not on that list too. Aaron Jolly and Dwayne Sevilla. I don't see them. So we'll go ahead and tag those 2. Anybody else wants on that waiting list, $44.99. $44.99. Days of the New, $44.99. That's probably for this week. Aaron Jolly and Dwayne got those. Jeff McIntosh is at 55 on the Beatles. Charlie wants a Days of the New. Boontar wants a Days of the New. Can you get Practice What You Preach by Testament? I don't think so. There's not many Testament music on vinyl in stock right now. Chris DeMoss wants a Days of the New. Gary Samuels, Gwen Carley, Boontar Jones. Those are $44.99 for this week. And let's see here. Jerry Stone wants one. Paul Brothers and Randy Davis, Cameron Nance. Yeah, it's good. We have this song right here, Touch, Peel, and Stand. Go listen to that one. I always thought it was Touch, Peel, and Stay, but it's Touch, Peel, and Stand. That's a good one. And then I listened to the rest of the album when they announced that was coming out on vinyl. I'd always loved that song, and then I listened to the rest of the album. It was really good. Okay, and then I got a restock of White Zombie Devil Music Volume 1, La Sexta Resto, and that is $38.99. $38.99. And I had a waiting list, 2 people on those. I got, let me call out those names. Those 2 was James Bragg and Fred Carnell. James Bragg and Fred Carnell. And then here's the rest of the Days of the New that are already sold. I'm just going to pull those out and hand them to you, Tanner. I've got big stacks already sold. Okay. Now, let me get everybody updated. I knew that Days of the New would be a popular. Linda Hasty, my best price on this tonight. I saw your offer. My best price on that tonight is $50 if you want it. High bid, current 2 auctions is the Beatles Let It Be. The Beatles Let It Be. Jeff McIntosh has this for $55. Going twice, going 3 times. The Beatles Let It Be. Going twice, going 3 times. And the Doobie Brothers Farewell Tour is a $40 start. That's a $40 start. Okay, let me condense that crate so I can show all those again a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and bring out a crate of new stuff from the Murfreesboro collection that I worked on last night. I've got some really cool stuff in there, and I've got other auctions besides Japanese pressings. We got some other auctions as well, so that's, and I've got a lot more new vinyl that we'd even get to last night. So there you go. Ivan's at 60 on the Beatles. Tanner, there's an empty crate. You'll probably need them tonight. We're already out of crates again. Unbelievable. We filled up 58 crates in about 3 days of just stray records laying around. All right, first crate. Let me see here. Let me pull out my auction stuff that's here in the back. Let's see what we got here. Let me put those over here. And I don't know, this is a big mixture of different stuff. So, all kinds of different stuff. Susie needs to put back Tedeschi Trucks Band. Ivan has the high bid on the Beatles at 60. Okay, new vintage arrivals. Who's ready? Well, we'll say pre-owned. This has a lot of new 180 gram. It also has OG stuff as well. Count Basie, chairman of the board, 1999. That's a Jazz Classics reissue. Count Basie, chairman of the board. George Benson, White Rabbit. That's 180 gram. That had some pretty good reviews from what I was reading down there at the bottom at the Discogs notes. Jazz goes to Junior College, Dave Brubeck Quartet. Dave Brubeck Quartet, that is 1999, Jazz Classics reissue. And Time Further Out, another Jazz Classics, that is 1999. Art Blakey Jazz Messengers with Monk, Thelonious Monk. That one's 1999, Blakey and Monk. Chet Baker, Chet. These are all like opened once, near mint, or opened. They're all opened once. Opened, played once, near mint, really nice records. Ivan's at 60 on the Beatles. That's going twice, going 3 times. Kenneth Jank was first on Time Out. Time Out, that's sold to Kenneth Jank. Price on George Benson, that was $24.99, Jerry Stone, $24.99. Mia Willis first to the Art Blakey. Oh, there's Art Blakey with, I pulled 2 out there. Let's see here. Kenneth Jank first on Chet Baker. And Michael Potts on Dave Brubeck. That sold to Michael Potts. Toby Grimm on AB. AB was, whatever that is, I believe it's already gone. Let's see here. Not do Brubeck. Oh, that was Art Blakey. Yes, already sold. Joseph wants on the Days of the New waiting list. Kyle Morgan, Chet Baker's already sold. And Vernon, yes, you missed Days of the New. I have more on the way. They're $44.99 for this week. And there's more on the way. They'll be here this week. We will be sold out, though. So make sure on that waiting list. Chet is back. Look at this. Remastered by Bernie Grumman, pressed at Palace in Germany. Chet Baker is back. That is $34.99. Donald Byrd, Freeform. That's a Blue Note collection. $34.99 for Donald Byrd. And the Crusaders, those Southern Knights. The Crusaders, $14.99. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sell the Beatles to Ivan Villavenicio. That's sold to $60 to Ivan. If anybody wants the Doobie Brothers Farewell Tour, this is a $40 buy it now. The Doobie Brothers Farewell Tour is a $40 buy it now, along with Bon Jovi at $50 if anybody wants that. James Cohorn also wants on the Days of the New waiting list. Kyle Morgan first to the Chet is back. That's sold to Kyle Morgan. Mia Willis on Donald Byrd. And Vernon Lehman wants 2 Days of the New if he can. Paul Brothers on CB. That was Chet Baker, already sold. And Bill Toe first on Crusaders. Michael Potts, you were third to Chet. The original, Nina Simone. That's a direct metal mastering jazz classics. That is 1999. And this is Prince and what was it called? Third Eye Girl. Prince and Third Eye Girl, 1999. Prince and Third Eye Girl, 1999. Let me put up a couple new Japanese auctions. I showed this one late last night along with this rainbow. I figured I'd show them again now. I'm going to reduce the price for both of them though. I'm going to put Van Halen up. This is an EX copy just for a $45 start. Van Halen 2, EX meaning not completely pristine, but not a bad copy. To me, it's very, very nice. And that's a $45 start. There is the lyric insert. There is the Japanese insert. That's a $45 start. Van Halen 2 with Obi, Japanese press. And then Rainbow Straight Between the Eyes, $35 start. It does have a tear down here at the bottom of the Obi. This one is near mint and pristine. That is Rainbow Straight Between the Eyes. This one's near mint and pristine. That's a $30 start. $30 start on those. Okay, so what have I missed here? Nina Simone was first to, that goes to Mia. Brian C. was first to the Prince. James is at 45 on Van Halen. Joe Valentine's at 35 on Rainbow. Okay, Prince, self-titled. That is $24.99. If you want any of the Prince albums, please let me know by the name of the album, because I think we got about 5 more in a row here. One Night Alone, It Ain't Over. That is Prince, $29.99. One Night Alone, It Ain't Over. That is $29.99. And we have Prince, Welcome to America. Prince, Welcome to America, $24.99. Welcome to America. Brand X product, that is $19.99. And the Brecker Brothers, $14.99. Gary Burton Quartet, picture this, $14.99. And Lionel Richie Can't Slow Down. That's actually a new 180 gram. $14.99. I didn't even know they repressed that one. $14.99. Rainbow 35, Scott Smith 30, Joe Valentine's at 35. Kenneth Jank wants the first Prince album. That's sold to Kenneth Jank. Randy's at 40 on Rainbow. The waiting list, will it be on this week's invoice? Yes, it will be. Yes, it will be. Rainbow 45, Kenneth Jank first to Lionel Richie. Scott Smith wants Brand X. That's sold to Scott Smith. Randy's at 50 on Rainbow. James Cohorn, you were second on Lionel Richie. John third and Grant fourth. And I still got those 2 Prince albums. Angela was next. Okay, Smokey Robinson, Warm Thoughts. Smokey Robinson is $9.99. Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, the Staple Singers. That's a jazz classics. I think that these are jazz. Yeah, well, direct. They look very similar to that same kind of pressing. That is the Staple Singers, $19.99. The Best of Sam and Dave, and this is a Barnes & Noble exclusive, $19.99. The Best of Sam and Dave. Let's do a final call on the Van Halen. This is Van Halen 2. James Cohorn is at $45. That's our one and only bidder right now on this. James is at $45. That's going twice, going 3 times. High bid on Rainbow is at $55 of Joe Valentine. Paul Brothers first to SR. That was Smokey Robinson, sold to Paul Brothers. Michael Nath first on the Staple Singers. Tommy Flowers was second. James says, I thought I had Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie went to... Who got Lionel Richie? I said Kenneth Jank, right? Make sure that's with Kenneth Jank, because that's who Kenneth Jank got it. It was Kenneth Jank, James Cohorn, John Ambrosic, Grant Peltzer, Angela Chesney. That order. Let's see here. Jedit on SR, that was Smokey Robinson. That's already sold. And The Best of Percy Sledge, also a Barnes & Noble exclusive. $19.99. Donna Summer, Greatest Hits on the Radio. This is $49.99. $49.99 because it's on pink and purple vinyl. Colored vinyl. Donna Summer, Greatest Hits on the Radio. $49.99. This is Carla Thomas, Stax reissue, 60 years. Carla Thomas is $19.99. And Night Dreamer, Wayne Shorter. This is $59.99. Night Dreamer, Wayne Shorter, $59.99. Blue Note Collection, $59.99. Mavis Staples, We Get By. Mavis Staples is $19.99. And Home Cooking, The Incredible Jimmy Smith, $19.99 for Home Cooking, The Incredible Jimmy Smith. All right, so final call on Rainbow. Joe Valentine has that for $55, going twice, going 3 times. Let's go ahead and sell James C. Jones. I think I said James Cohorn. I meant James C. Jones earlier. He gets the Van Halen for $45. Mia Willis on Wayne Shorter. And the Chirping Cricket sale last night. I don't think so. And Colin Butler wants Jimmy Smith. And the final call on Rainbow is at Joe Valentine's $55 bid. I'm about to sell it. John Schofield, Still Warm. John Schofield is $19.99. Sun Ra, Orchestra. Sun Ra, that is $24.99 for Sun Ra. And we have Sun Ra Astro Black, $24.99. And Sun Ra Angels and Demons at Play, $24.99 for Sun Ra. Craig Thomas, you're first. Let me know which one you want. There's Angels and Demons at Play, Astro Black, and Reflections in Blue. That's those first 3 there. Davis says, I'll take it if you can find it. I will try my best. It's probably within arm lengths. Is this what you brought up for tonight's sale? These are new vintage stuff here, isn't it? Okay. We got new vintage stuff. I'll go through those in just a second. I'm about to put up our first crate of like all vintage stuff. Let me go ahead and put up a couple new Japanese auctions though. Let's do a Queen. No, let's do a Duran Duran. We have these quite often, but there's somebody always wanting them. And I got a Bob Dylan and the band. I'll do those about right now. Craig Thomas wants Sun Ra, Angels and Demons. That's sold to Craig Thomas. And Kenneth Jank wants the Schofield. That's sold to Kenneth Jank. So here's what's left in this bin. Not before I sell Rainbow to Joe Valentine for $55. Joe Valentine, you get Rainbow for $55. Count Basie, chairman of the board, $19.99 for Count Basie. We have George Benson, White Rabbit. That is $24.99. One Night Alone, the after show, It Ain't Over, Up Late with Prince. Has the original hype sticker on the gatefold. These should all be on purple vinyl. Yes, these are on purple vinyl. Most of these Prince records are. I think this is clear. I think this was a Target exclusive. Yeah, this one here was a Target exclusive. Welcome to America. Also $24.99. The Brecker Brothers, $14.99. Gary Burton Quartet, picture this, $14.99. The Best of Sam and Dave, whoever asked about that, $19.99. The Best of Percy Sledge, $19.99. Donna Summer's Greatest Hits on the Radio, that's on colored vinyl, $49.99. Carla Thomas, $19.99. Mavis Staples, We Get By, was $19.99. Sun Ra Reflections in Blue, $24.99. And Sun Ra Astro Black is $24.99. Hendry wants the Sam and Dave. Couldn't Stand the Weather. That one was $49.99. We have a waiting list for that one, Kevin. $49.99. Next 2 Japanese auctions are Bob Dylan and the band. This one has an Obi rip. Let me see. Yeah, the Obi's ripped here. As you can see, sometimes it will still present. You know, you might like still put it around the cover. We don't, because we don't want any more damage done to it than it already is. Nice jacket though. Bob Dylan the band has some Japanese writing on the back. This is going to be a $40 start. There's the Japanese flip. The vinyl though is near mint and pristine. Boy, look what somebody did to the labels. That's weird. They like did a little swirl effect on the labels. I don't think that's factory. No, that's definitely not factory, because the other one's not like that. $40 start on Bob Dylan and the band, Before the Flood. That's a 2LP Japanese pressing. The Obi is there. It's just not attached to the cover. And that's a, did I tag the wrong record? Yeah. I didn't pull out Sam and Dave, did I? I pulled out Gary Burton. Hendry wants Sam and Dave. Hendry, I got you fixed. Tanner caught that. Don't worry, I've got great backup help here. Yeah, well, Colin Butler put Astro, let's see. Colin Butler wants Astro Black, that's Sun Ra, and Craig Thomas. We already pulled his Sun Ra. And that one goes to Colin. All right, Duran Duran Arena. Live Duran Duran. This is going to be a $35 start. Live Duran Duran Arena, near mint pristine vinyl. Has the Japanese 2-page lyric insert with it. Has the booklet that came with it. Duran Duran, this is a live Duran Duran. There's the picture book that came with it. And there's the cover of Obi. Just a $35 start on that one. $40 on Bob Dylan and the... That was a tongue twister. Bob Dylan and the band. Okay. What do I have next? Let me find something. Let me see what we got over here in these new vintage arrivals. Let's go through this check condition crate first. Let me go through the check condition crate first and see what we have. Let's see here. Good looking stuff. I got a Marillion record. We might need to put that up for auction. Let's see what we got here. That got some interesting stuff here for sure. Jimmy Reed. Got some nudity. We always somehow end up with nudity in our crates. All right. Let's go through this check condition crate. This stuff was just priced today, as in we just put it out. The last Sun Ra that's in there, Fred, I think was $20. The last Sun Ra that's in the crate is $24.99. That's Reflections in Blue, Hours After. Reflections in Blue, Hours After, $24.99. Let's see. Duran Duran 35, Duran Duran 37, Duran Duran 38. Okay. Let's see what's in this crate. I see a lot of genres and titles in here. Van Halen is $31.99. Remastered from the original analog tapes. Cut by Chris Bellman, Bernie Grunman mastering. Those are $31.99. Okay. Astro Black did sell. Next crate. New vintage arrivals. Check condition. Jimmy Reed plays 12-string guitar blues. VG Plus 1999. VG Plus 1999, and that is a 1963 mono. Jimmy Reed plays 12-string guitar blues. VG Plus 1999. We have Adam Stagg Party Record 2. She, I think underneath that is completely nude. Hold on, let me take a look. John's got this like really covered up. I think that's why it's covered up. She is completely nude underneath there. This is a VG Plus $64.99. Stag Party Special, VG Plus $64.99. Does Jimmy Reed have the inner sleeve? It does have an inner sleeve, but it's not a VJ inner sleeve. It does have an inner sleeve, but it's not a VJ. Duran Duran's at 40. Jimmy Reed actually was first to, that goes to Robert Johnson anyway. Sorry, I missed that. Robert Johnson was first to Jimmy Reed. Jay Warner says he'll take a Van Halen. Jay, have you purchased from us before? If so, you know the drill. If not, I'll give you first-time instructions. No inner sleeve, John Young. Kevin Willis, you were second to Jimmy Reed. John's at 41 on Duran Duran. And Fred wants to know, can he get the last Sun Ra for 20? You can. Sell this to Fred Carnell for $20. Okay, next is another Jimmy Reed. Found Love. This is a VG $29.99. And this one just has a standard inner sleeve with it too. Jimmy Reed Found Love is a VG copy 1960 mono $29.99. $29.99. Styx Paradise Theater. This is a VG copy, $9.99. VG Styx Paradise Theater. Always has the really cool etching on there. $9.99 for Styx. James Brown, I'm Real. VG Plus $14.99 for James Brown, I'm Real. Days of Future Past by the Moody Blues. This is also a VG copy, $9.99. The Moody Blues. Terrell Boat Night on Styx. That's sold to Terrell Boat Night. Robert Johnson first on JB. That's James Brown. And James Cohorn second on Styx. Robert Madon, you were third. I'm Jimmy Reed. This is a 1958 mono, a VG copy, $39.99. Also, no company inner sleeve. Is that what you're looking for, John Young? Company VJ inner sleeves? So you can put them with your Beatles records. I'm Jimmy Reed. That's a VG copy, $39.99, 1958 mono. Nick Todd, first of the Moody Blues. Duran Duran's at $48. How much was Stag Party? Stag Party is a VG Plus $64.99. $64.99. A View to a Kill, James Bond, Duran Duran, EX Condition $17.99. EX $17.99. A View to a Kill. Ferris Wheel. This is on Uni. VG Plus $19.99. Ferris Wheel, self-titled it looks like. VG Plus $19.99. What do we have here? Savath E. Savalas La Llama. EX copy $14.99. Whatever that is. High bid on Duran Duran is $50 with John Ambrosic. Conflict. Turning Rebellion into Money. A VG Plus copy, $34.99. Kenneth Jenks says, I'll take a Van Halen from the green crate. Did our new buyer, did he say he was a first-time buyer? Okay. Well, we might have to go ahead and tag that one from Kenneth Jenks then. If you're a first-time buyer, what I usually ask is to message our page, and sometimes we have random people, they'll be like, hey, how much is that? And then they buy it, and we never hear from them, and we just go ahead and sell it to somebody else before the end of the show. You have to message our page immediately. I can see notifications. I make sure everybody messages. Tanner kind of monitors it too, especially if they get on and they buy 4 or 5 records sporadically. If we don't hear from you pretty soon in an inbox message, then we go ahead and just put that stuff back because there's a good chance. Yeah, so Jay Warner, if you can hear me, if you can please message our page. If you're on YouTube, we sent a link to our website. If you need that again, please let me know. Because I think we had somebody last night, they bought a Guns N' Roses record and we never did hear from them again. So there's the link. If you're a first-time buyer, or even if you're probably going to buy something tonight, go ahead and send us a message, an email, so we can do that and have you in our system, and I know you're going to pay me for it. Otherwise, we're kind of just spinning wheels, right? So if we'll sell that to Kenneth if we don't hear back. I have more of those, though, so if he wants one too, I've got more of those. Grant Peltzer was first to James Bond, Duran Duran, 52-55. Aaron says he's out, so James Bond is so to Grant. Duran Duran's at 55. Aaron says he's out. And did that Obscure Kiss Japanese LP go up last night? That was a single. Yes, I sold that, but I do have more. I do have some more Kiss 7-inch I'm going to put up for just a second. In just a second. So Duran Duran's at $55. Do you want immediate payment? No, we bill on Mondays. We bill on Mondays. So you buy all week, and then we send you an invoice on Monday, and then hopefully you pay right away. We actually give you 2 weeks, but hopefully it doesn't take you 2 weeks. Mike Massey sold on Conflict. And final call on Duran Duran. I still got Bon Jovi. I said a $55 start, and then I told somebody I would take $50 for it. So yes, Jamie, that's a $50 buy it now. What do we have here? The final Conflict. Conflict. EX copy, $24.99. No, $14.99. Yes, EX copy, $14.99. This is Conflict. Jay says I messaged. Okay, thank you. Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic. This is a VG copy for $12.99. So I guess I need to find another Van Halen. Let me put Kenneth Jenks down for Van Halen, self-titled. And I will find him one of those. I've got them around here. I ordered a bunch of those. So thank you, Jay. Welcome to CollectCo Live. If you like buying records, I promise you have found the right place. Mike Massey gets Conflict again. Josh Ragland first to Aerosmith. And Tim Holloway was second. And I'm going to go ahead and sell Duran Duran to John Ambrosic. That's sold to John Ambrosic for $55. New Japanese pressings. If anybody wants Bob Dylan in the band, I will do a $40 buy it now. $40 buy it now on Bob Dylan and the band. You cannot pick up tomorrow. If you want to pick up in the store, we'll just kind of put it back in the bin. If you're buying and you want it held, you can pick up on Monday. You can't pick up the next day, though. That is impossible for us. It's hard to explain, but if you saw how many records we sold, you would understand. By the way, also, we had somebody the other, I think Monday. Yeah, Monday we had someone come in, or no, Saturday, Tuesday. My mom said they came to pick up, and they came in on Sunday and pretty much bought all the stuff that they bought on the live sale. They bought here in the store. New vinyl, so they had to put a bunch of their order back. That also messes us up. So if you claim something on the sale and you plan on picking up, just please wait until Monday. We've had before some people come in and go ahead and just buy a bunch of stuff they already bought, and then we think you still want it, and then it kind of sits in the back forever, so it gets kind of complicated. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Deja Vu. This is a 1970 French pressing. I thought this was pretty cool. This is a $30 start. It's in VG Plus condition. I have ultrasonically cleaned it. This is a VG Plus copy. Very cool alternate artwork, you know, with the white. I thought that was very cool. This is a 1970 French pressing. VG Plus on the vinyl. That's a $30 start. I have ultrasonically cleaned that. It plays VG Plus condition. That plays VG Plus condition. I have John Lee Hooker, Sings Blues, 1960, King. There's 4 of these listed in the U.S. on Discogs. The first 2 says they're cracked. Yes, that's how bad blues records get in grade. There are some people who sell them as cracked. And people still buy them too because they're still sometimes still playable. And they're just so hard to find in any grade. This one plays VG Plus. Of course, these are early. Don't expect hi-fi recordings. These are early, you know, mid-late 40s blues recordings that I think was only originally released on 78s. So, you know, I don't think people expect high-quality pressings anyway with blues records. This is a $75 start. It plays around a VG Plus. It doesn't sound too bad. I have ultrasonically cleaned it. Like I said, there's only 4, and the first 2 listed on there, they said they were cracked. Kind of hard to find these in playable, decent condition. That's a $75 start for John Lee Hooker Sings Blues. 16 selection, every one a pearl. Okay, so that's our next 2 auctions. John's in on Crosby, Stills, and Nash at $30. Let's see here. We have the Hollies Greatest Hits. This is EX 1799. The Hollies Greatest Hits, that's on a yellow Epic label, EX 1799. Thin Lizzy, Thunder and Lightning. Thin Lizzy is EX 39.99. Thin Lizzy, Thunder and Lightning, EX condition, $39.99. Surlistic Pillow, this is a 1967. This is a stereo press. This is $64.99. EX condition, that is a 67 Indianapolis press. That is $64.99. Terrell Boat Night on the Hollies. That's sold to Terrell Boat Night. James C. Jones on Thin Lizzy. Solistic Pillow is $64.99. Moon Dawn, Claus Schulz. That is VG Plus $29.99. $29.99. This is Moon Dawn, Claus Schulz. VG Plus $29.99. 1976 German pressing. What's that got down in it? No, it's just this. I was like, feels like there's like something down in it. This is VG Plus $29.99. That is sold to Ryan Anderson. Okay, John Young has the Crosby, Stills, and Nash for $30. That's John Young's for $30, going twice, going 3 times. I'm about to sell that to him. John Lee Hooker. I'm looking for a $75 start for John Lee Hooker. Next is Sly and the Family Stone's Greatest Hits. EX copy, 1999. Sly and the Family Stone's Greatest Hits, not bad. EX on that one, 1999. Reach the Beach, The Fix. The Fix is a VG Plus $17.99. VG Plus $17.99 for Reach the Beach, The Fix, $17.99. ELO Discovery. That is EX copy, $17.99 on ELO Discovery. Has the original inner sleeve. And Joan Vent, the black and white of it is blues. That's a VG Plus $39.99, 1969 white label. Joanne Vent. Yes, VG Plus $39.99. Michael Nath, if you bid $60 on John Lee Hooker, I'll take that bid, and I'll say going once, going twice. Tanner Edward got Sly and the Family Stone. That one was $19.99 to Edward Star Wars, and we're going to go ahead and sell. John Young has took my Crosby, Stills, and Nash album from me. I thought that was very cool. I seen that cover, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty interesting. That's sold to John Young for $30. John Lee Hooker's at $60 with Michael Nath, going once, going twice. Speaking of Crosby, Stills, and Nash, this is so far EX copy, $29.99. That is their greatest hits. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. EX copy on that, $29.99. Next, Japanese auction. Let me do one of these 7-inch Kiss singles we've got. Ah, this one's really cool. Detroit Rock City. B-side is Beth. $25 start. Japanese pressing. Kiss, Detroit Rock City. Beth, there's that. There's the sleeve it went in. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. Detroit Rock City. Beth, Japanese, has the sleeve with it. Has the picture insert with it. That's a $25 start. Very, very cool. John Lee Hooker's at 60, going twice, going 3 times. The Steels Young Band. That's Stephen Stills and Neil Young. EX copy, $17.99. EX copy, $17.99. Crosby, Stills and Nash, Daylight Again. EX copy, $17.99. Several Crosby, Stills and Nash albums in there. The soundtrack to Blow Up. Herbie Hancock, VG copy, $49.99, 1966. Herbie Hancock doing the Blow Up soundtrack. The Trip original motion picture soundtrack. VG copy, $29.99 from 1967. Soundtrack by the Electric Flag and American Music Band. The Trip soundtrack. And Sade Diamond Life. VG Plus, $39.99 for Sade Diamond Life. Let's go ahead and sell John Lee Hooker to Michael Nath for $60. High bid on the Kiss 45s, $28. Oh, Fred bid 61. Did that? I don't know if that was on. I don't think that was on my screen when I said sold. I'm pretty sure that wasn't Fred. I think when I said sold, that wasn't on my monitor. If so, I missed it. So I've got to sell that to Michael Nath for 60. Sorry. I think I'd already said sold. So yeah, that's sold for $60 to Michael Nath. Colin Butler on the Trip soundtrack. Let me find that. It's right here. That's sold to Colin Butler. Toby Grimm on Sade. Kiss is at 30. Fred says that's okay. Thank you for being understanding. And Midnight Band, Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson. That's a VG Plus, $39.99 from 1975. So high bid on the Kiss single right now is 30. I'm going to put up another 7-inch single from Japan. This one's really cool. This one is Cherry Bomb, The Runaways. This is also a $25 start. Cherry Bomb, The Runaways. Very, very cool. There's the sleeve that went in it. Let me make sure this one's pristine. They usually are, just like LPs. Yeah, this is near mint pristine. The Runaways Cherry Bomb, 7-inch Japanese single with the picture insert. This isn't actually a sleeve. You know, in the U.S. we have picture sleeves. The Japanese singles are just like a sleeve, like an insert, and then it came with an inner sleeve. That is a $25 start. By the way, it's starting to storm here in Lebanon. I hope our connection holds up. If for some reason your connection flutters or freezes, just close out of the app, come back and find us, and you should be okay for a while. But yes, there are thunderstorms coming through Lebanon right now. So there's your random weather event of the night bingo card. The high bid on Kiss, GT is $30. Brent is bidding on YouTube, so you can't see it in your Facebook chat, but it's embedded on the screen. It's right there where my index finger is. He's at $31 on the Kiss. Oh, I got stuff falling over everywhere. It must be the wind outside. All right, let me go through these one more time. Let me get in here and dig these out now. Okay, so here's what's left in our check edition bin. Pay close attention. We have here's tonight's Nightly Nudity, even though I've got her covered up. Adam Stag Party, that's a VG Plus, $64.99. Adam Stein's at 25 on Cherry Bomb. The Runaways, Brent Hall was in first. Jimmy Reed, I've got 2 Jimmy Reed. We have Jimmy Reed, Found Love. That's a VG copy, $29.99. That's a 1960 mono. I'm Jimmy Reed is a 1958 mono, VG copy, $39.99. Ferris Wheel is a VG Plus, $19.99. Ferris Wheel, that's on the Uni label, always a collectible label. Savath E. Savalas, La Llama, EX, $14.99. Surlistic Pillow, Jefferson Airplane, that's an EX copy, $64.99. The Fix, Reach the Beach. This has the very good song, One Thing Leads to Another and Saved by Zero on it. That's a VG Plus, $17.99. Electric Light Orchestra, Discovery, EX, $17.99 for Discovery. Joanne Vent, the black and white of it is Blues, VG Plus, $39.99. Final Call on Kiss. This is Detroit Rock City. Brent Hall has this for $31. GT Bass, You're Out. and Adams the high bidder on Cherry Bomb at 26. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, $29.99 so far. Stills Young Band was $17.99. Daylight Again was $17.99. Blow Up Soundtrack was $49.99 VG copy, and Midnight Band to Gil Scott-Heron VG Plus $39.99. If anybody wants a bundle deal on the Crosby, Stills, and Nash albums, let me know. They're bidding on a couple auctions. Brent says he's out on KISS. I'm about to put up our next auctions right now. Not much left in that bin. We just absolutely destroyed that one. There's a few left. I'd like to sell a couple more. Adam Stein, how much was the Joanne Vent? That was a VG Plus $39.99. VG Plus $39.99. How many auctions? I got 2 auctions, so I can't do much. Let's go through a crate of Murfreesboro stuff. This has got some jazz, rap, hip-hop, and I think a couple rock albums. So this has got a couple things in it. Brent Rabley said JR bundle. Jimmy Reed? Sure. I'll bundle anything. We can bundle Jimmy Reed with Outkast. Let's see. We'll do 35 and 25 right now. I mean, they're new arrivals. That's $10 off. 25 and 35. That's $60. Nice copies. I think, yeah, these are 58 monos. It's 58 and 60 mono on those. Those right up there. Let's see here. Brent Hall is out. Empty crate. Let's see. The Fix was $17.99. Nicholas wants the Jefferson Airplane. I was kind of waiting, like, somebody going to claim Jefferson Airplane? Sell that to Nicholas Elfrink. That's usually on a lot of people's, like, you must own this from, you know, that era of late 60s Woodstock, what I call the Woodstock era type albums. VG Condition on the Reed. Yes. VG Condition, VG, and VG. Okay, and then Joanne, Debbie says $34.99. Are you saying $34.99 or $34? I'll do $34.99, but that's only if Michael Nath passes. That's only if Michael Nath passes. So we got to make sure Michael Nath doesn't want this. He asked about it. Michael, if you want this for $34.99, you can have it. If not, it's Debbie Blair's. Then we're going to sell Clint Howard the Fix for $15. That's sold to Clint Howard for $15. And that's where we're at. Before I get too deep into this crate, let me get everybody updated on Cherry Bomb. Runaways, Japanese 7-inch single. Adam Stein has that for $30. Very, very cool graphics on that. And the high bid on KISS is GT Bass at $35. GT Bass at $35. Michael Nass says Debbie can have it. So that's sold to Debbie for $35, $34.99, however you want to put it. Clint Howard got the Fix for $15. And back to this crate. We have Sun Ra live at Montreux, $24.99. Like I told you, there's some jazz in here. There's some hip-hop. I think there's even some country and rock. LL Cool J is $49.99. This is a foil cover, Def Jam 30th anniversary. LL Cool J radio, $49.99 for that. Edward said he'd give $35 for the band. Sell this to Edward Star Wars for $35. I'm moving records tonight. Nobody's left behind. John Ambrosic gets LL Cool J. That's sold to John Ambrosic. Next is Massive Attack. Massive Attack is $24.99. Massive Attack is $24.99. Nelly, Country Grammar. $29.99 for Nelly, Country Grammar. Outkast, Southern Playlistic, Cadillac Music. $24.99. Let's see. We sold the band. John Ambrosi got LL Cool J. Brent said 50 on the Reeds. I'm pretty sure I said 60. Let's do 55, Brent. You've won the last like 12 deals. 55 on the 2 Jerry Reeds. Arthur, you were second to LL Cool J. Brent Hall first on Massive Attack. Craig second. Paul Brothers third. Craig Weatherford first to Nelly. And Kyle Gregory first to Outkast. Tony, you were next on Nelly. You were at 55. I was? I'm pretty sure I was at 60. I think I said 25 and 35. That's 40. I was at 60. Yeah, I said $10 off. Unless are you trying to play those mind tricks? Okay. Let's go ahead and sell some Japanese 7-inch singles. Nobody else has bid. So, Adam Stein got Cherry Bomb for $30. and Kiss went to GT Bass for $35. Those are sold and sold. Let me grab a couple new before we get too deep into the crate. I like fresh auctions to keep everybody occupied. Where's Carlene at? I got something Carlene's going to want. And I've got some cool Japanese. We're going to run some Japanese singles tonight. Probably the next couple lots. Last Christmas, Wham. Whoa. What a great Christmas song. George Michael picture sleeve from Japan. Wham, Last Christmas. This is a $20 start. Near mint and pristine. There's the Japanese picture insert. There's the sleeve. Wham, Last Christmas. California Dreamin' and Monday, Monday. On red vinyl. On stateside, red vinyl. The Mamas and Papas. Look at that. What a gem. California Dreamin'. That's a $25 start. Mamas and Papas. I don't know if y'all know, but of course, when I usually hold something, I say I've never seen this before. That means I've never seen this before. This is like a 2-page flip sleeve. That's a $25 start. Mamas and Papas on red vinyl. How cool. California Dreamin' and Monday, Monday. Red Japanese vinyl. Okay, so back to the crate. Carlene, of course, is in on Wham at 20. Let me move these up here, actually, maybe where y'all can see them a little bit better. I'll move my phone here. Y'all can actually see what you're bidding on. Sun Ra is the only thing left right now, $24.99. Outcast is $29.99. AT Aliens. Outcast is $29.99. AT Aliens. Snoop Dogg, The Last Meal. Snoop Dogg is $29.99. Outcast, Snoop Dogg. Erykah Badu. This is a music on vinyl pressing. $29.99 for Erykah Badu. That's music on vinyl. And The Electric Lady. Janelle Monáe. And this is $99.99. $99.99 for The Electric Lady. Janelle Monáe. And I believe this is 2013. $99.99. Back up to the top. Let's see here. You were at 55. Jedi Mind Stuff. Yeah, sold for 55. Okay, so these two are sold to Brent Rabley for 55. Carlene's at 20 on Wham. Mamas and Papas 25. 25 price and condition on Sun Ra. Sun Ra has one corner bump up here on the sleeve. Most of these records are absolutely pristine, as in it looks like they're unplayed. Mark or Mike, Mr. Cunningham, I never can remember your first name. That is $24.99. Mamas and Papas 28, 30, 25. Fred offered 20. Mia Willis wants to Erykah Badu. And Mamas and Papas is at 38. So final call on Wham for $20 to our #1 George Michael collector, Carlene. And the high bid on the Mamas and Papas is 40 with Kevin Hernandez. Is this Erykah Badu? Let me see here. Who is this? New America, Part 2, The Return of Anka. Maybe. $24.99. $24.99. And Erykah Badu, Baduism. This is an OG from 1997. $44.99. That's how it came. Just a black jacket with that sleeve. Not a lot of work going into pressing vinyl in 1997. That is $44.99. That's from 1997. Mr. Cunningham, let me know if you want Sun Ra. You were actually first to ask about it. If you want it for $20, you can have it. If not, I'm going to sell that to Fred Carnell. So that's either going to be sold to Cunningham for 20 or Fred Carnell for 20. Somebody's going to get that. Okay, then Wham is at 21. Mamas and Papas 42. Mia, you were first to Erykah Badu. And so was Jimmy Ball. And Mia, let me know which of these two you want. Or you can take both. Let me know which one. Those are pending right now to Mia. Let me lay those just right there for right now. Mamas and Papas 45, and Mark said sold. Mark Cunningham, that's sold to him for $20. Wham's at 23, so that means somebody's out. And Mamas and Papas is at 45. Cypress Hill, $44.99. This is called Black Sunday. 44, Cypress Hill, Black Sunday. Batik, Ralph Towner, $14.99, Batik, Ralph Towner, and Ralph Towner, City of Eyes. This is $19.99. Did Kyle Gregory get Outcast? Yes, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Mark Cunningham on Cypress Hill. That's sold to Mark Cunningham, and Mia Willis wants Badooism. This is sold to Mia Willis. Okay, so this one's still available. Let me try to confirm what this is. Sorry, I'm not as familiar. It looks like America, New Part 2 America, Return of the Anka. I'm not for sure. Yeah, that's Erykah Badu as well. So Jimmy Ball, that's still available if you want it. $24.99. The Art Tatum Ben Webster Quartet, $19.99. The Art Tatum Ben Webster Quartet, $19.99. Stanley Turrentine, The Baddest Turrentine, $14.99 for Stanley. And Sarah Vaughan is $24.99. Sarah Vaughan, $24.99. Jimmy Ball says he'll take it. That was the other Erykah Badu. Final call on Wham. I'm about to sell it to Carlene for $23. Darren, let me know if you're in or out. He says out. Okay, I missed that. So that's $23. And then Kevin Hernandez is at $45 on the Mamas and Papas. And Brent, let me know if you're out on that. Michael Nath first to Sarah Vaughan. That's sold to Michael Nath. The tip of the Weisberg, Tim Weisberg. This is a Nautilus pressing. $19.99 for Tim Weisberg. Looks like something David Johnson would buy. Nancy Wilson with Cannonball Adderley and George Shearing. $19.99 for Nancy Wilson. And Nancy Wilson, I think this is an OG that he opened new. It certainly looks like it. I think this is a 60s Capitol record that was sealed and he opened new, and that is $14.99. Brent's out on Mamas and Papas. I'm about to sell both of these at the same time in about 3 more records. George Washington Jr., Inner City Blues, $14.99. And Stevie Wonder, Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants, $24.99. Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants, Stevie Wonder. And Stevie Wonder in Square Circle. Stevie Wonder in Square Circle is $14.99. Jackie Wilson, Lonely Teardrops, $19.99. And Jackie Wilson, He's So Fine, $19.99 for Jackie Wilson. He's So Fine. All right, the Mamas and Papas is sold to Kevin Hernandez for $45. That's sold to Kevin. Has Kevin bought from us before? I'm pretty sure he has. Tanner's checking. And then Wham is sold to Carlene. A new addition to her Wham collection. He's new. Eric, if you're a first-time buyer, please make sure you message our page. We need a message from you as soon as possible with your email address and your mailing address. As soon as possible, meaning hopefully in the next, 60 seconds. So just send our Facebook page message, and we will invoice you on Monday. Everything ships for $7. Albums, 45s, but the good thing is it's unlimited shipping. Unlimited shipping. $7, unlimited shipment. Shipping. I need some water. I walked over here and grabbed me a bottle of water. I definitely need it. All right. Let's see. Jimmy Ball and Jackie Wilson. Jimmy, there's 2 of them. He's So Fine and Lonely Teardrops. Let me know which one you want. You may want both of them, Jimmy. If so, you can have them. Joe Zanelli wants the Snoop Dogg from earlier. I still have that. Sell Joe Zanelli Snoop Dogg. It just saw icon of the show starring Days New. Any left? There's a waiting list. They'll be here tomorrow. I may actually have them in the back right now. We have a lot of new vinyl we hadn't unboxed. That is, both of those are sold to Jimmy Ball. Joe Zanelli got Snoop Dogg. Next 2 auctions. I ultrasonically cleaned these last night and test played them all. I didn't maybe listen to the whole album, but I definitely test played it. I tell you what, though. I can really get distracted test playing Beatles albums because I hate to stop them. You know, I start Abbey Road, and I'm like, well, I got to go ahead and listen to the whole thing. It's an atrocity if I stop. This is a 1969 Scranton press. VG Plus, $20 start. Man, it plays a lot better than it looks for sure. Especially for side 1, you're going to be very pleased with that. This is a $20 start. It does have 1 feeler right here. I test played it twice. I didn't listen to all of side 2, but I dropped the needle right there, and it made a light click. It didn't jump, no skips. Overall, for an OG copy of Abbey Road, not bad. Yes, I listened to Eric Clapton. I found 2 songs that I didn't really know about that I really like, Gary. It's actually not a bad sounding record. There's a Bob Dylan song he's doing called Eating a Sandwich. I never had heard that before, and I've already added it to my library. So I like listening to records for that reason, stuff I've never listened to. So there is the Beatles' Abbey Road. Now you can't stop a Rush album because sometimes it's complete sides. This is an OG copy of Traveling Wilburys. This is a near mint. This thing is like brand new. Looks unplayed. Traveling Wilburys. By the way, I've ultrasonically cleaned all these, so they're as clean as they're going to get. That's a $35 start for the 1988 Traveling Wilburys. $35 start on that. Traveling Wilburys and the Beatles. Okay, did I miss anything else? Let's see here. Abbey Road, $20, $21, $22. And let's see here. Nancy Wilson bundle. Michael Nath. Is there 2 left in here? Let's see. I'll do 15 and 12. 15 and 12. Yeah, 15 and 12 on those. If you want both of those. Stevie Wonder Anthology. This is a triple LP. $34.99. Day Mars wants on the Days of the New waiting list. We got it. $34.99. That's Stevie Wonder Anthology. Triple LP. $34.99. Tenor Madness. Sonny Rollins. $19.99 for Sonny Rollins. Tenor Madness. And the Best of Lee Ritenour. The Best of Lee Ritenour is $14.99. Traveling Wilburys. $35, $35, $40. Day Mars on Days of the New. Sell Michael Nath these for $15 and $12. That was, yeah, $15 and $12. Nancy Wilson's. Sell those to Michael Nath. Traveling Wilburys $40, $45, $50. Mia Willis on Sonny Rollins. Craig's out on Traveling Wilburys. Yes, that is Volume 1. And Tenor Madness is already sold. That was on Jazz Classics. Okay. The Beatles is, John, the Beatles is a 1969 Scranton press. You know, it had an interesting matrix. It had, if y'all have ever tried to look up an Abbey Road record, you'll pull your hair out. These are very complicated. The last digits are F7, and then it's like quotation mark, number 2, and of course it has the IAM and the triangle, which I think makes that the Scranton press. I don't know, some of this is like, you look up a copy of Abbey Road and it was pressed in 38,000 different countries, in 4 million different places, and there's 20,000 million of them. So it's a hard record to add to your Discogs library. Okay. All right, here we go. One more time on this crate. I don't think I missed anything. I'll get everybody updated on the auctions in just a second. Outcast is still available. AT Aliens, $29.99 for Outcast. The Electric Lady, Janelle Monáe, is $99.99. I've got 2 Ralph Towners. Batik is $14.99, and Ralph Towner City of Eyes, $19.99. The Art Tatum Ben Webster Quartet, $19.99. Stanley Turntime, The Baddest Turn in Time, $14.99. Tip of the Weisberg by Tim Weisberg, $19.99. Grover Washington Jr., Inner City Blues, $14.99. Let's see here. We have, what could you do, Monáe? I'll do $90 on that. I'll do $90 on that. I feel like it would bring that on Discogs from what I was seeing. I'd rather sell it to you, though. That's the second one I asked about. Kyle, I had you pulled for Southern Cadillac Playlistic, whatever that's called. I didn't know. I thought you wanted that one. Do you want this one or do you want both of them? Here's the one I have you tagged for. This is a Record Store Day pressing. I've got this one. So I may have tagged you with the wrong one earlier. And then we'll figure out which one Jimmy Ball wants. So those are pending. He may want both. Stevie Wonder, Secret Life Plants. That's actually 180 gram pressing, $24.99. Stevie Wonder, In Square Circle, $14.99. Stevie Wonder Anthology, $34.99. And the Best of Lee Ritenour is $14.99. Okay, update on our auctions. The Beatles, high bid on the Beatles is Allison Campbell at $30. Allison Campbell has that for $30. The Traveling Wilburys is Jimmy Balls for $50. Final call on both of those, and Kyle gets both of the Outcast. And Jimmy, he did have dibs on those from earlier, so those are sold to him. Those are sold to him. Okay, let me grab a crate of new vinyl that I don't think we've been through yet tonight. Let me find those actually. Where are those? Is that still behind the counter? I think it is. Yeah, I got new vinyl behind the counter. I got a bunch of new vinyl behind the counter. Let me grab those right quick. There's like 16 boxes in the back that we hadn't pulled yet either. Some restocks and waiting list in here. Tanner, I'm pretty sure there was a waiting list last night that we hadn't made notes for. That's what this stuff was. I don't know where that's at, but it would be for the waiting list for this stuff. You know what I'm talking about? It's the last one we didn't tag. If not, it's still on my laptop here. We might want to go ahead and just print that again so we can show it tonight. It's this sheet right here. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I need that one. Okay. New vinyl. We have Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. This is on clear vinyl, $28.99. I did have a waiting list for this. Alice Cooper on clear vinyl, that was Jerry Stone and Jared Benoit. Alice Cooper, that is $28.99. And Jerry Stone and Jared Benoit, I've already got one pulled for you. I have one left if anybody else wants that. Allison Campbell gets the Beatles for $30. That's sold to Allison Campbell. And Jimmy Ball gets the Traveling Wilburys for $50. Those are sold and sold. Bob Madine gets an Alice Cooper. If anybody else wants one of these, please let me know. I will have those in by... I should have those in by Friday. Let's try two more Japanese singles. I've got Fleetwood Mac, Kiss, Led Zeppelin, and George Harrison. So let's do Fleetwood Mac and let's do Kiss. Fleetwood Mac and Kiss. Paul Brothers on the Alice Cooper waiting list. Fleetwood Mac, You Make Lovin' Fun. This is a $25 start. Japanese pressing of Fleetwood Mac, You Make Lovin' Fun. And what's the B-side? Never Going Back Again. Singles off of Rumors. Japanese 7-inch. Near Mint Pristine. That's a $25 start. Never have seen that before. First time we've offered that one here at Coletco. And the first time I've ever offered this one at Coletco. This is Hard Luck Woman and Mr. Speed. Kiss. 7-inch Japanese single. Hard Luck Woman and Mr. Speed. These are $25 starts. Japanese pressing. There's the insert for that. This has actually got a 2-page flip. There's the sleeve. Those are $25 starts. Ken Crooker also wants on the Welcome to My Nightmare waiting list. Alice Cooper is $28.99, Fred. I got a restock of Big Brother and the Holding Company. Cheap Thrills, Janis Joplin, pressed at RTI. And this is 180-gram audiophile vinyl sourced from the original master tape. $31.99. Cheap Thrills, Big Brother and the Holding Company. 2 copies of Weezer, the Blue Album. $33.99 for Weezer. $33.99 for Weezer. Joe Gabriel's at $30 on Kiss. Looking for a $25 start on Fleetwood Mac. Counting Crows, August and Everything After, live. That's Counting Crows doing their classic August and Everything After album. $39.99 live. 2 LP. Blondie live is $33.99. Blondie live is $33.99. Fred, if you decide you want on that Alice Cooper waiting list, just let us know. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, $28.99. Dream On, Sweet Emotion, $28.99 for Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. And the Beatles live at the Hollywood Bowl, a Ron Howard film, 8 days a week. Ron Howard, as in Opie from the Andy Griffin Story, or Andy Griffin Show, $36.99 for the Beatles. The Cult, Sonic Temple, I always keep these in stock. They get gone, then sometimes I can't get them. The Cult is $39.99. David Howard wants the Counting Crows live. That's so to David Howard. The Cult is $39.99. And Aerosmith Pump. Aerosmith Pump is $36.99. I have 2 of those. I think I had a waiting list for Aerosmith Pump. Aerosmith Pump was Darren Wortman, Mark Barbosa, and Paul Brothers. Darren Wortman, Mark Barbosa, and Paul Brothers. Those are all sold to those people already. Clint Howard on Aerosmith. I'm assuming, Clint, that was for Greatest Hits. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hobbit on the Kiss single right now is $40 with GT Bass. GT has that for $40. Joe Gabriel's out. The Cult, Aerosmith Pump. The Beatles Love. The Beatles' Love is $56.99. And Chicago's Greatest Hits, $31.99. Troy Robinson, you were on the waiting list for that. I've already got one pulled for you. This is Chicago's Greatest Hits, $31.99. Final call on the Kiss single. GT Bass is at $40 and Adele, $25. Now, I think that's one I haven't had. I've had 21 and 19. I haven't had... Yeah, I don't think I've had this one recently. I may be wrong, though. I can't keep up with them. They're all digits. It's 19, 21, 25, 30. Adele, $29.99. The Bee Gees Timeless All-American Greatest Hits. That is $41.99. That's all of the Bee Gees Greatest Hits. And Darren Wortman, I had you down for one of those. You've got it in. The Weezer is $33.99. The Weezer Blue Album, $33.99. Let's Sell GT Bass, the Kiss single, for $40. If anybody wants Fleetwood Mac, this is a $25 buy it now. Fleetwood Mac, You Make Lovin' Fun and Never Going Back Again. That's some good stuff. That's a Japanese 7-inch single. If anybody wants that, $25 buy it now. Coldplay, Ghost Stories. Coldplay is $31.99. And I've got 3 copies left of Blues Traveler, Travelers and Thieves. This is on medieval marbled vinyl. $49.99 for Blues Traveler. $49.99. Sell Nick Todd Fleetwood Mac for $20. Nick, that is accepted. Sold to you for $20. And I think the last 2 Japanese 7-inch singles I have tonight. First, we have Led Zeppelin. Let me check the condition on these. Sometimes the Led Zeppelin ones aren't always pristine. It just seems like we get some with some scuffs. This one's pretty nice. Yeah, it does have. It's hard to find these Led Zeppelin ones. I know most Japanese stuff we get in is pristine, but these here, this does have a little bit of wear. Just right there, there's a scuff, and around right in there. So, Led Zeppelin, very cool though. Misty Mountain Hop and Black Dog. I was listening to Black Dog live from, I guess, the BBC Sessions box set. Very cool, 2-page flip. Lyrics, and it has like the back cover of, the back of it looks like the front of Led Zeppelin 4. That's we're going to do a weird start on this one. $22 start. $22 start on Led Zeppelin. And George Harrison. Oh man. My Sweet Lord. Whew. Powerful. Isn't It a Pity? Japanese 7-inch single. This one's also a $20 start. Let me take a look at this one. Absolutely perfect. At least My Sweet Lord side is. Yeah, this is a near mint. George Harrison, Isn't It a Pity, and My Sweet Lord, Japanese 7-inch single. $20 start on George Harrison. There's the original Apple sleeve, and there is the Japanese flip. Very, very cool. All right. I have a feeling some of those are going to get activity. Chad, you have Smashing Pumpkins Pisces. We have a waiting list. We had like 6 copies come in this week. They were already spoken for. Most of them were already spoken for. I think I had 1 or 2 I showed live. Those got tagged, and then we have a waiting list. But we're expecting more. Aerosmith, Get a Grip. Aerosmith, Get a Grip is $49.99. There's Adele 19. Adele 19, that is $29.99. This may be, Josh, are you watching? This may be a special request for somebody. The Jesus and Mary Chain, live at Borrowland. If not, it's available. If it's not a special request, it got slipped in here. I forgot to pull that one. Well, actually, he priced these, didn't he? No? Ed priced these. So, yeah, it actually may be a special request. I'm not for sure, but that is $39.99. If anybody wants it, I'm sure we can get more. And Black Label Society, Doom Crew Inc. Doom Crew Inc., and that is $39.99. This is Doom Crew Inc., and that was a waiting list. Doom Crew, who was on that waiting list? That might be on one we've already keyed in. We did have a waiting list for that. So if you're on a waiting list, those came in, and this was a requested record, but no one actually said put me down for one. Amel and the Sniffers, $41.99, Deluxe 2LP. The name of this album is Comfort to Me, $41.99, Deluxe 2LP edition, the original studio album plus Comfort to Me, live from Williamstown on smoke-colored vinyl. Okay, Keith Moyers, you were first to Aerosmith Grip. Keith, I'm assuming you want to get a grip. Darren, if that's what you wanted as well, I'll put your name down. We actually may have another one of those around here somewhere. If not, I'll put you on a waiting list. Go ahead and tag Mike Massey down for the Jesus and Mary Chain. That might have been just something random Doug ordered for us to stock. If that isn't somebody's, we'll give it to Mike Massey. And then Josh Duvall on Amel. That is Josh's and Walt Cruz. Amel and the Sniffers. I hope I'm saying that right. So yeah, Keith Keith gets Get a Grip, and we'll put Darren's name down next. I've got a restock of the Forrest Gump soundtrack. The Forrest Gump soundtrack is $36.99, 2 LP, $36.99. You'll like Amel. I'll have to look into that for sure. Okay, so go ahead and tag Jesus and Mary Chain for Mike Massey. I think that wasn't a special request. If anybody else wants one of those, let me know. I'm probably going to order more anyway. And here's the other Amel and the Sniffers. This one's $31.99. Righteous Australian Punk Rock Wrecking Crew. That's what the Clash said. Wow, $31.99. $31.99. I have 2 of those, and I have 1 copy of Deep Purple, Now What? Strictly limited, transparent, violet, 2 LP, violet vinyl, $48.99 on Deep Purple. I don't think anybody else bid on Led Zeppelin. Sorry I hadn't updated these recently. David Howard, you're the lone bidder right now at $25. How cool is that? That's going twice, going 3 times to David Howard. And then George Harrison's still getting some bids. We had 27. Pete W is at 30. Pete W is at 30. That's a nice looking pressing of that. Walt Cruz on Amel and the Sniffers. Darren Wortman gets Deep Purple. Yes, Matthew Sweet did come in. We showed those the other night, kind of late, I think. And I've got a restock of Pink Floyd. So Michael Nath, yours did come in. I've got 2 left. Hey, Hey, Rise Up, $12.99. $12.99 for Pink Floyd. So here's what's left in this crate. This was a lot of restocks. This is a lot of stuff we've already shown recently. This restocks for the store. Stuff we definitely have to keep in stock. Big Brother and the Holding Company, $31.99. Weezer is $33.99. The Blue Album. Blondie is $33.99. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, $28.99. The Beatles, Hollywood Bowl, $36.99. The Cult is $39.99. And Aerosmith Pump, $36.99. Pull a Pink Floyd for Ken Crooker. I've got 1 left if anybody wants it. Let's go ahead and sell David Howard the Led Zeppelin 45 for $25. And final call on George Harrison for $30. The Beatles Love, $56.99. Chicago was $31.99. Adele, $29.99. The Bee Gees, $41.99. Coldplay, $31.99. Blues Traveler, $49.99. Adele, $19. Black Label Society, Forrest Gump soundtrack, and then Amel and the Sniffers, $31.99, and then the last Pink Floyd. Let me grab a crate of new vintage stuff, and some pre-owned. Let me see what I've got right over here. John's got a lot tagged. Some of it I have gone through. Some of it I haven't. Let's see here. This is a lot of interesting stuff here. Let me lay that over here. Okay, next auction is going to be a VG Plus copy of Marillion. This is Misplaced Childhood. This is a 1985 pressing. Marillion Misplaced Childhood has the original inner sleeve. VG Plus copy. That is going to be a $25 start on Marillion Misplaced Childhood. That's a $25 start. Gloria wants Amel and the Sniffers. Let me pull that. And the Pink Floyd is sold to Susie Breedlove. Jerry, I will check, but we have 0 records keyed in. We actually have about 17 crates that is all stacked up. We couldn't check anybody's ticket, but I will. I think somebody messaged the page earlier and wanted to know how much they had spent and what they had bought or something like that, and we don't have any of that ready. So we sold a lot just pre-sales recently. So okay, let me figure out what's in this crate. Yeah, let me go through this one right here. This is some more like Murfreesboro type stuff that I worked on, but there's also another collection kind of mixed in here. Joe Wallace, those will be here tomorrow. If they're not here tomorrow, they're actually in the back right now. We just don't have them boxed up yet, or we don't have them unboxed. Kevin Hernandez also wants... Kevin, which one did you want? Because there was 2 there, and I will put you on a waiting list. That's a $25 start. I probably can get the Weezer Green album. I will... I pre-ordered one, but did not acknowledge it. I may not have replied. Sometimes I don't reply to all those comments, but I definitely see them when we tag them. Sometimes I reply to them. That doesn't necessarily mean we've got them in either. That just means I'm keeping track of how many we need to get. I reply to everybody and do that for that reason. Okay, George Harrison is sold. This is sold to Pete W. for $30. That's sold to Pete Wisegarber for $30. Kevin says he wants the waiting list for the Amel and the Sniffers, the black and white one. We will put you down for that. Stephen Chesney's at $25 on Marillion. I've got some more auctions right over here. It's kind of unfortunate about this Sgt. Pepper's record, but I did test play it. This is a really nice copy, and I think a lot of people like these 78 purple Capitol pressings. The vinyl on this is near mint. This is going to be a $10 start. It does have a light dish warp. I test played it. I had no problems. It's actually very quiet. Very good sounding record. I've ultrasonically cleaned it. Sgt. Pepper's, once again, another one. When I got it started, I couldn't stop it. I mean, it's hard to pull Sgt. Pepper's off the turntable. The cover does have some issues. It got wet. And when it got wet, it got a little moisture. Well, not probably a little, probably a lot. This inner sleeve got stuck. The insert got stuck to the gatefold. I hope you see what's going on. So there's the insert cut out. It got stuck to the inside of the gatefold. Other than that, it's not bad. It has some staining. I think, yeah, it got wet kind of like here on the spine. I think you can see the stain. I mean, it don't look that bad. And, of course, I've cleaned it very well. But just that insert got stuck to the gatefold. Kind of unfortunate. So, the vinyl, everything else, not bad. It does have that very, very light warp, like on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 0.5. It's near mint. I've ultrasonically cleaned it. Gary's at $15. Okay, final call on Marillion. Nuggets is $24.99. Some of these are opened and near mint. Anti-static sleeves, ready to go. Nuggets, original artifacts from the first psychedelic era. That is $24.99 for Nuggets. Ryan Bingham, American Love Songs. A lot of these are sealed. Ryan Bingham is sealed. American Love Songs, $29.99. John Denver, Gold Deluxe. This is a Japanese pressing, 2LP. John Denver Greatest Hits, $39.99. Very nice copy. John Denver. Hey, there's Smashing Pumpkins. This one is discounted for 2 reasons. It has a corner bump, and I accidentally tore the shrink wrap when I was getting it out of the sleeve. Smashing Pumpkins is $34.99. These are new, $39.99. That one's $34.99. Gish is $39.99, and that's actually the last one we have left right now. Gish is $39.99, Smashing Pumpkins. And this is Outlaws and Armadillos, LP companion to the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum exhibit. That is $24.99. This is a compilation. Jerry Jeff Walkler, Waylon Jennings, Billy Joe Schaefer, Jesse Coulter. That is $24.99. And Carl Perkins, Sun Record Company, originally released in 1957. This is $19.99. All right, let's see here. Marillion is sold to Stephen Chesney for $25. Final call on Sgt. Pepper's. One of the greatest masterpieces. I think I got pizza on my mind, Tanner. Master Pizza. One of the greatest master pizzas. See? Yeah, I'm definitely hungry all of a sudden. Gloria was first to Ryan Bingham. That's sold to Gloria. Tim Tolbert, you were first to Smashing Pumpkins. Let me know if you want Pisces or let me know if you want Gish. Blackberry Smoke, Southern Ground Sessions is $24.99. That's on Smoky Clear Vinyl. That is sealed. Blackberry Smoke is sealed, $24.99. And Ray Charles is $19.99. That's Ray Charles and his orchestra, live in Stockholm, 1972. Ryan Bingham, Fear and Saturday Night, $19.99 for Ryan Bingham, Fear and Saturday Night. And The Best of Sam Cooke. The Best of Sam Cooke, $19.99. Okay, Jeff Johnson got the Outlaws record. I don't think I've pulled that yet. Nope, that's sold to Jeff Johnson. Sgt. Pepper's 17, Sgt. Pepper's 20. David Howard first to Blackberry Smoke. Joe Sloop, you were second. Tim Tolbert wants Pisces. This is sold to Tim Tolbert. Pisces, Smashing Pumpkins. That's sold to Tim. Gloria on the other Ryan Bingham. That's sold to Gloria. And Ivan's at 25 on Sgt. Pepper. So yeah, like I said, very, very light warp. One more time on this one. Very, very light warp. The vinyl's clean and near mint. The cover, the gatefold does have some damage to it. The inner sleeve is stuck to the inside of the gatefold, or the insert is. A psych tribute to the Doors. A psychedelic tribute to the Doors on purple haze vinyl. That is $19.99. $19.99. Duran Duran Live 2001. It was hard to find these for sale in the U.S. $29.99 for Duran Duran Live 2011. I remember when I had those in stock. Babe Ruth First Base. That's a music on vinyl pressing, limited numbered edition on 1000 red vinyl. $29.99 for Babe Ruth. And this is Dragonfly. Dragonfly, self-titled, $24.99. Nicholas is out on Sgt. Pepper's. Ivan has that for $25. Going twice, going 3 times. Mike Massey first to Duran Duran. Jamie Miller second. Wendy third. The Kinks, Best of the Kinks is $29.99. That's in mono, the Best of the Kinks. And Black Sabbath Paranoid is sealed. Black Sabbath Paranoid is sealed. $29.99, 50th anniversary edition. Yeah, the Kinks was open. And Tom Petty, this is the blue vinyl, all analog. Tom Petty, $49.99. Tom Petty Full Moon Fever. That is the blue vinyl, all analog, $49.99. Excuse me, I have to have a drink of water. All right. Randy Davis wants the Doors tribute. That's sold to Randy Davis. Michael Nath wants Kinks Paranoid. He got 2 for 1. Dale Cooper, you were second to Black Sabbath. Let's go ahead and sell Ivan Sgt. Pepper's for $25. That's sold to Ivan Villavenicio. If I don't drop him. Where did my other phone just go? Sometimes my cell phones disappear. There it is. Yeah, Michael Nath got the Kinks and Paranoid. Brent Rabley got the Tom Petty. Well, actually, I sold the Sgt. Pepper's for $25, and then Brent Rabley got Tom Petty. How much was the Ray Charles? Ray Charles Jet was $19.99. Live in Stockholm, 1972. New auctions. Let's see what else I got. I got the Yardbirds, Art Blakey, Blind Faith. Oh, Joy Division, yes. Well, this sounded incredible. This sounded absolutely incredible. Joy Division. This is Atmosphere. Let me see what the B-side is. This is a 1980 UK first press. It has UK down here at the bottom. That's a signal it's a first press. This is Near Mint. I've ultrasonically cleaned it. I've never heard anything on a single that sounded so loud and dynamic. I mean, it was amazing. And first time, I don't listen to a lot of Joy Division. This was great. This Atmosphere and She's Lost Control. This is a $15 start. $15 start. Joy Division, 1980 UK press, 12-inch, 2-track. Near Mint minus, ultrasonically clean. The cover does have some damage right here. Has a little bit of damage to it. That is $15 start. That was incredible sounding. Not only the song, I enjoyed it, but the sound range, the dynamics of it. It was incredible for a single. Okay, back up to the top. Jedit wants the Ray Charles. Joy Division 2015, 15, 20, and 2023. Jethro Tull, the Zealot Gene. This is sealed. Red vinyl. Jethro Tull is sealed on red vinyl. LP, CD, gatefold. That is $44.99. Jethro Tull, Zealot Gene. Meatloaf, Hits Out of Hell. New sealed Meatloaf. Hits Out of Hell. $24.99. That's a Meatloaf Hits album. Johnny Cash at the Carousel Ballroom. Johnny Cash is $29.99. That is sealed as well. Yeah, this is sealed. Johnny Cash at the Carousel Ballroom. That is sealed. And Funkadelic Maggot Brain, $29.99. This was coming back as a colored vinyl. Peach, maybe? Peach Swirl vinyl. That's what the barcode read. $29, and that is also sealed. That is also sealed. All right, Joy Division, 20, 30, 23, 21, 30, 32, 40. Toby Graham on HC. HC was, what was HC? Not Meatloaf, not Johnny Cash, not Jethro Tull. Paul Brothers doesn't want Meatloaf though. Funkadelic, David, he wants Johnny Cash. Okay, let me pull those in just a second. Let me get a Japanese pressing up for auction right quick. Let me see what we got in our new crate for tonight. Culture Club, Benatar, Huey Lewis, Toto. People's always asking for Toto on Japanese vinyl. Here's Toto Hydra. Near mint, pristine, Japanese pressing. $35 start. Toto Hydra. Looks unplayed. There's the LP. There's the original inner sleeve with lyrics. There's the Japanese insert with lyrics. There's the gatefold cover. Very nice with Obi. Toto's a $35 start. All right, so Toby Grimm was first. He wanted Johnny Cash. And then Paul Brothers got Meatloaf. David Williams, you were second to Johnny Cash. Joy Division's at $42. And Toby, I've got you fixed up. Thank you. The Eagles, Long Road Out of Eden, is $29.99. 2 LP sealed. Eagles, Long Road Out of Eden. This is July. Is that what that says? Yeah, July. $24.99. July self-titled. $24.99 on that. Sabotage. Hall of the Mountain King. Self-titled. That is opened. 180 gram remaster. $29.99. And the best of Otis Redding on blue vinyl. This is in mono. These sound incredible. Just $24.99 for Otis Redding. The best of Otis Redding. $24.99. Joy Division's at $45. Scott Smith first on the Eagles. That's sold to Scott Smith. Kevin's at $48 on Joy Division. Darren first on Sabotage. Not much left in that crate. Let's go through those one more time. I'm looking for a $35 start on Toto. Leslie Holt wants the Otis Redding. That's a good decision. And here's what's left in here. We have Nuggets, original artifacts from the first psychedelic era. That's $24.99. Was the Tull blue vinyl. Tull is on red vinyl. Yeah, limited edition red vinyl. Casey, you were second on the Otis Redding. Nuggets is a fun listen. Very interesting, deep psychedelic tracks on that. John Denver, Gold Deluxe. This is a 2 LP Japanese pressing. Country Roads, Rocky Mountain High, Sunshine on My Shoulders, Leaving on a Jet Plane, Annie's Song, Starwood and Aspen. That is $39.99. 2 LP with Obi. Smashing Pumpkins Gish, $39.99. Carl Perkins was $19.99. Sam Cooke is still available. The best of Sam Cooke, $19.99. Bring It On Home, Having a Party, You Send Me, Cupid, Chain Gang. Babe Ruth, First Base. I think this is practically, I don't know if this has ever been opened before. It doesn't look like it. That may have never been opened before. Music on vinyl, $29.99. Dragonfly, like Pete said, another great psychedelic listen, $24.99. Jethro Tull is new and sealed, $44.99. Funkadelic is new and sealed, $29.99. And July is $24.99. That is self-titled. Toto's at $35, final call. Kevin's at $48 on Joy Division, final call. Final call on both of those. I'm about to sell them. Anybody want anything in there? Now's your chance. Jason's at $49 on Joy Division. Michael Nath is going to take the new sealed Jethro Tull. Anybody else? All the vintage we've been through tonight is in one crate. Gary, we've already sold Otis Redding. I actually could have sold it 3 times, I think. I used to have those in stock, but I don't anymore. In that bin was a Ryan Bingham, I think for $19.99. I've still got 2 of these new. Yeah, I've got 2 of these new. If anybody wants them, they were $31.99. I'll sell these for $24.99 if anybody wants them. These are new and sealed Ryan Bingham Fear and Saturday Nights. These were $31.99. I'll sell these new ones for $24.99 if anybody's interested. July was $24.99. Let me grab a new crate of vintage. I got some stuff from last night we hadn't been through yet. What's in there? That's a crate of punk. Let's not go through that. Mike Massey, I'm sure, would love it. Probably Brent. Who else is buying all the punk stuff? Okay, this definitely has some interesting stuff in it. Let me figure out what's going on in this crate. I think some of these, boy, this is definitely interesting. Let me go through this crate. Better now than never, right? Craig, wanting some punk. Missed last weekend. Well, I'm going to do it all again on Friday night. I'm probably going to do another punk show on Friday night. Joy Division 49. Jason says out. Did somebody else bid? Jason, I've got you in at 49. I don't see where Kevin bid again. Who's got the high bid on this? I've got Jason F at $49. I've got Jason. I have you at $49. So we need to clarify that before I mess up that. Okay. This is some interesting stuff. Starting about right here. So we'll go through it one at a time though. Devo, post-modern man. Devo is $19.99. Devo's $19.99. Lou Reed, growing up in public. I don't think I've ever had that one before. Lou Reed is $34.99. Growing up in public. Lou Reed, Sally Can't Dance. $34.99 for Lou Reed, Sally Can't Dance. How about a nice, clean copy of Led Zeppelin Coda? $39.99. Does have a saw mark, and it does have a little bit of staining down here on the cover. That is $39.99. That's 1982. The Concert for Bangladesh. This feels immaculate. $59.99. The Concert for Bangladesh has the booklet with it. 3 LP. Amazing. No seam splits. Concert for Bangladesh. $59.99. So Joy Division's at $50. Mike Massey first to Devo. Tony Shore was second. Mike Langford third. He says, give Mike to Tony. I already have it. So let's see here. So Tony Shore, you got Devo. Brian C. on Bangladesh. That goes to Brian C. Greg Brummett, you were second. Let's also go ahead and sell Toto for $35 to Jamie Butler. And I think we're done on the Joy Division. Let's go ahead and sell that to Kevin Hernandez for $50. Kevin Hernandez for $50. I think Jason saw his bid before I could. Little Boots. Archibo, maybe. $9.99. The Mississippi Sheiks. That's from Third Man Records. $19.99, Volume 1. And Dionne Warwick. Presenting Dionne Warwick. Singing Don't Make Me Over. That is a sealed copy, actually. Sealed, $14.99. Simeon Mobile Disco, Temporary Pleasure, $39.99, 2009 UK. Mississippi Sheiks Volume 2, that is the complete recorded works presented in chronological order, 1930, 1931. Early blues stuff there. Never Healed, $9.99. The Dolly Rots, Eat My Heart Out. The Dolly Rots is from 2004 on yellow vinyl, $34.99. Boy, this looks wild. What is this? Vix Makuk Di Rato Split, $14.99. And D-Ride. D-Ride is $9.99. So far, does anybody know any of those artists? Brent Hall, the Sheiks were $19.99 each. Let me put up some new auctions. I got Iggy Pop, Kill City on 1977 green vinyl. Iggy Pop on 1977 green vinyl. This is Kill City. This is going to be a $40 start. Iggy Pop and James Williamson, Kill City, 1977 green vinyl. $40 start on that. Brent Hall wants both Mississippi Sheiks. I've had that Dolly Rots record before. Dionne Warwick info. Is it a comp? I don't think so. I don't believe so. Okay, so that's a $40 start. And next, I got Blind Faith, Art Blakey. Let me do this Art Blakey because it needs a little bit of explaining. I test played it last night. It has a large feelable mark in it. It actually didn't skip. It definitely made some pops. This is a VG minus record. But it was worth cleaning. I wanted to listen to it. It does have a feelable, I hope y'all can see that. I mean, this is a pretty nasty looking record as far as marks and gashes and stuff. These deep groove jazz records though, they still sound really good. I mean, it's very hard to find these mint. This is Drum Suite, the Art Blakey Percussion Ensemble. That's a $5 star because it is, I put looks VG minus, it plays VG plus, which is true. I listened to the entire thing, never did skip, and it's got a lot of marks on it. A lot of marks. $5 star for Art Blakey. Sometimes I clean stuff just because I want to listen to it, and then I put it up for sale because I get to actually test play it, and a lot of things come back better than they actually look. A lot of things actually play better than they look. What's the title? The title for Dionne Warwick is called Presenting Dionne Warwick. That is sealed. Presenting Dionne Warwick. So Art Blakey's at $8. Tracy and the Plastics, Culture for Pigeon, $19.99. Hank Crawford, We Got a Good Thing Going. Hank Crawford, $9.99. L.A. Noir remixed, $29.99 from 2011. Jackie Stoudemire, Invisible Wind on Numero label, $19.99. Chris Forsworth and the Solar Motel Band, 2014 sealed, $19.99. Price on Simeon Mob Disco. That was this one right here, right? Yes, that is $39.99. It's a 2009 UK pressing. $39.99, Joanne. Next is, how much was Dolly Rots? Dolly Rots Brian Lamb was $34.99, 2004 yellow vinyl. Jody says he's here. Jay Sanders is at 10 on Art Blakey. The Beatles Band, $24.99 from 2007. Solvent, Apples and Synthesizers is $19.99. Tokyo Number One Soul Set, $24.99 from 2008. Josh Duvall wants the Beatles Band. Somebody knows what that is. All new stuff here to me, so bear with me as I try to figure it out. $29.99. This is Modest Muse. I think that's what that says. Modest Muse, $29.99. Let's see here. Wow, this one is very tricky. Nothing on the spine. I can't make that out. I have no idea. Josh Duvall on MM. Modest Mouse, is that what that says? Ah, I see the O there. Boy, they make that tough to read too. That's so to Josh Duvall. Walt Cruz says he'll take the Dolly Rots if no one else wants it. Whoever was back up on that, who asked about that? Brian Lamb, if you pass, I'm going to sell that to Walt Cruz. Jocko was next on Modest Mouse. Jeff Beck, that's interesting. Jeff Beck, $9.99. That is from 1999. Jeff Beck, Blow by Blow, $19.99. Jeff Beck, Blow by Blow. So there's two Jeff Becks. Let's see, Chad. Do you have any info on that new Extreme? Not for sure which one. If anybody wants Iggy Pop, this is a $40 buy it now. If anybody wants Iggy Pop, it's a $40 buy it now. You can claim that now. That's on green vinyl. And final call on Art Blakey. Jay Sanders has this for $10. It's a VG minus. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers Drum Suite. Jay's at $10. That's a VG minus. Gary Samuels, you were first to Jeff Beck. Gary Samuels, let me know if you want Blow by Blow or the single, What Mama Said. So Gary Samuels, let me know on that. Brian C., you were second. Steve Bosford third. Brian C., 4. Mike Langford, you were 5th. Is that a Little Feat bootleg? I know which one you're talking about. It certainly looked like it. This is, no, that's an actual, it has that same kind of imagery as Little Feat albums, but it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not. Chris Forsyth. Chris Forsyth. All right. Gary Samuels wants the single. All right, so if anybody wants Blow by Blow, please let me know. There's a few more Jeff Beck albums coming up. Comment the name of the album if you want it. Please don't put Beck or Jeff Beck or JB. Actually comment the name of the album. He did. Brian C. put Blow. Okay, so this one goes to Brian C. My bad. Brian, you were second, and you've got that one claimed. Flash is $19.99. Wired is $19.99. Truth. There'll be somebody want that one for sure. Truth is $19.99. Easy Going Fear, $14.99. Is that what that says? Yeah, Easy Going Fear, 1980 from Canada. 1980 from Canada. Extreme announced a new album today. Ah, that's why I don't know about it. Rich Group said he'll take the Dionne Warwick. This is sold to Rich Group, Dionne Warwick. John Ambrosic wants Truth. That's sold to John Ambrosic. Josh Duvall takes Fear. And Jason Daub wants Wired and Truth. John already beat you to Truth, but you can have Wired, and that leaves Flash. High bid on Art Blakey is Gary Samuels at $11. Jay Sanders, let me know if you're in or out. I'm going to sell that one pretty quick. Let me go ahead and put up a new auction. Let's do Blind Faith. I actually listened to this last night. This is their self-titled album. Steve Winwood, Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker. The cover is about a VG minus. It has some staining on the front, some seam splits at the bottom. I like going through the back and finding records and cleaning them and listening to them because they usually don't turn out too bad. $10 start, Blind Faith, self-titled. It has a Sound Warehouse sticker, I believe, where this came from the Dallas collection. Has some spine problems on the bottom. Lyrics there on the back. This is a 69, and this is a $10 start. It plays VG Plus or better. VG Plus or better, and that is probably closer to EX. Can't find my way back home. Very, very good. Robert Fripp, The League of Gentlemen. Robert Fripp is $29.99, The League of Gentlemen. And here's the Sticky Fingers we sold last night or put up for auction. If anybody wants this, $55. This is a Sticky Fingers 1971 Phillips Press EX. That's a $55 buy it now. Jay's out. Let's sell Gary Samuels, Art Blakey for $11. Hope everybody has a copy of this in their collection. That is great stuff. $10 on Blind Faith. And I got another blues record I test played last night. This is Jimmy Reed. Jimmy Reed, just Jimmy Reed, a 1963 UK mono on stateside. There is 0 for sale in the United States, and I put, it sounds great. It does. 63 UK mono, VG Plus. That's going to be a $25 start. Just Jimmy Reed, 1963 UK mono, $25 start on that. Blind Faith, Michael Church is at 10. Before the pink one. This one here, that is Jeff Beck Flash. Jeff Beck Flash is $19.99. Tony Shore gets Robert Fripp. All right, let's go through that crate one more time. I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4. I still got 5 crates of new vintage arrivals to go through tonight. Tomorrow we will have a ton of new vinyl and a lot more vintage new arrivals. Lou Reed, Growing Up in Public. Lou Reed, Sally Can't Dance. Those are both $34.99. Led Zeppelin Coda is still available, $39.99. Little Boots. Little Boots is $9.99. Never Healed, $9.99. This was, I still don't really know what that is, but it's $14.99. That was D-Ride, I think. Yeah, D-Ride is what it says, $9.99. Tracy and the Plastics is $19.99. Hank Crawford was $9.99. L.A. Noir Remix, $29.99. Jackie Stoudemire, $19.99. This was, somebody asked about this one, the Simeon Mobile Disco. That was $39.99. And Solvent, Apples and Synthesizers, $19.99. Jimmy Reed, $25.25. Mike Massey wants Never Healed. Pull that one from Mike Massey. And is RL wants to know if that's a coda. This album is 82. Yes, 82 Allied Press. Yes, this is OG. It has a cutout. Has some staining on the cover. The vinyl is near mint. $39.99. What is the Little Boots title? Let me figure out what that one was. Archibo. $9.99. Jimmy Reed's at 27. Final Call on Blind Faith for $10. Number 1, Tokyo Soul Set. That is $24.99. I still have not identified that one. $9.99. Chris Forsyth, and the Solar Motel Band, $19.99. That is sealed, and the only Jeff Beck album left, Flash. Jocko does want the Little Boots title. That one is, I moved it to the front. Right here, that's sold to Jocko Belly Dante. Sell R. Moselle Coda for $35. Let me pull that. Sell that for $35 to R. Moselle. Jimmy Reed's at $29, and sell Blind Faith to Michael Church for $10. Michael Church, that's yours for $10. Last auction for some of those that I ultrasonically cleaned last night. This is the Yardbirds Having a Rave. It's a 65 mono Pittman press. Plays VG Plus. Looks VG. It is. This is another one of those that looks like, when you first look at it, it's going to look like it's beat up. It's actually not that bad. I was looking at these. They're not cheap. I mean, in any grade. Having a Rave Up, an OG copy, mono, $5 start on the Yardbirds. $5 start on the Yardbirds. I've ultrasonically cleaned it for you. You're just paying for the cleaning service at $5. Matthew Chris says he'll take the Unknown record. Sell that to Matthew Chris. Dan said 20 on John Denver. You're referring to the Japanese pressing from earlier. I can't do that. 5 and 5 on the Yardbirds. Okay. Jimmy Reed's at 30. Anybody else want any of these? I'm going to condense this with the other vintage stuff. All the vintage stuff tonight is still in one crate. We'll be able to recap that pretty quick. Let's try to completely empty the next one. I can't believe there's no interest in the sticky fingers. You may not want that there, but I've put it there. Condition on Iggy Kill City. Near mint, pristine. That's from the Bowling Green collection. I promise you, that's a nice record. Wow, Bob Seger, Van Halen, Kissing the Pink, Beatles, Patsy Cline, Elvis. Yeah, we're definitely going to go through this one next. Make sure I've pulled everything to auction. We might have to... That's a nice Sgt. Pepper's. I've been trying to auction a lot of these Beatles records because, I mean, we have so many from that collection, and so many people are always wanting copies of Sgt. Pepper's and Revolver, and we just never can get enough. So, all right, Yardbirds, 5, 5, 10, 15. I guess we can go ahead and sell Jimmy Reed. Matthew Knight got Jimmy Reed for $30. Tim Tolbert, Iggy Pop, $35. Go ahead and sell that to Tim Tolbert. Tim, you get the Iggy Pop for $35. The Yardbirds is at $15. We'll continue. I'm put up 2 new auctions in just a second. Loverboy, Get Lucky. I think the records in this crate are very nice, as you can tell. A lot of them are in anti-static inner sleeves. Loverboy, Get Lucky, $19.99. Loverboy, Get Lucky, $19.99. 38 special. Tour de Force, $24.99 for 38 special. April Wine, The Nature of the Beast. April Wine is $19.99. Linda Ronstadt's Greatest Hits Volume 1. I thought I had Volume 2 in there. This is Volume 2. Yeah, this is Volume 2. Linda Ronstadt's Greatest Hits Volume 2. Near mint, $9.99. And Robert Plant, Now and Zen. Robert Plant is $19.99. Steve Miller Band Sailor is $19.99. And Cheap Thrills, Big Brother and the Holden Company. This is $34.99. 180 gram version of that. Big Brother, $34.99. Cheap Thrills, Big Brother and the Holden Company. Steve Botsford first to LR. That's Linda Ronstadt. John Porter was second. Darren Wortman first to Robert Plant. Brent Hall second. Greg Brummett third. Yardbirds is sold to Scott Corcoran for $15. Let me put up 2 new auctions. From the, well, let me pull one of these right here. We have the Beatles. This is a 1973 Winchester Apple pressing with the insert. This is near mint. Really nice copy. This is a $40 start. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The Beatles. It has the insert. There it is. Let me get it all out actually where you can see it. There's the insert with it. 73 Apple. Beautiful gatefold. Really, really nice copy. Apple pressing. Strong spine. That's a $40 start on Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Also, let me find something from our Japanese bin. Let's see here. Okay, so what's left in this one? Some of them I put up last night. The Stones, Simon and Garfunkel, 80 Days Around the World. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, Journey, Escape, and Queen 2. Let me do Queen 2 from that bin. So Sgt. Pepper's is $40. And we have Queen 2. Japanese pressing of Queen 2. This is a $65 start. Queen 2. There's the gatefold. Very nice copy. Does have some of the foxing we usually see. Not usually, but on some of the Japanese pressings. There's the insert. The vinyl. Unbelievably nice. Nice cover. Tough to get Queen album, especially U.S. pressings for some reason. All right, back to the crate. We have Linda Ronstadt's Greatest Hits Volume 1. Volume 1 is $9.99. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. This is a Blue Note reissue from 1987, $44.99. That one's called Moanin'. Iggy Pop, The Idiot, $69.99 from 1977. The Birds Fifth Dimension. The Birds Fifth Dimension is $24.99. Tones on Tail Pop, $19.99. Dire Straits Self-Titled, $34.99. See how that one, I was showing that Japanese pressing last night, has that same kind of tint to it. Some of them look like that. Some of them are pure white. Some of them are kind of got that almost sepia tone to them. Bo Diddley, 500% More Man, $39.99 for Bo Diddley. And Joe Carrasco. I hope I'm saying his name right. That sounds pretty close. Joe King, Carrasco, and the Crowns. It's been a while since I've read any of his. I used to have that stuff all the time. The Best of the Doors, that's a quadraphonic pressing, $39.99, The Best of the Doors. And music from the Apple film, The Son of Dracula, starring Harry Nilsson and Ringo Starr, $34.99. This does have the iron-on transfer. The iron-on transfer that's in that. All right. Queen 2 does have a bid, $65, going twice, going 3 times. Steve Botsford first on LR. That was Linda Ronstadt. That is sold to Steve Botsford. Craig Thomas on Tones. That was this one right here. That's sold to Craig Thomas. Mike Massey, you were second. Let's see. Jason F. Next on Tones. Fred next. Nicholas Elfrink first to Dire Straits. And Ryan Anderson wants the Doors. Can you do the first 3 in the crate? Loverboy through April Wine for $40. That was these 3 right here. That is Loverboy, April Wine, and 38 Special. He's saying he would give $40 for these 3. Is that right? Let me see what's going on here. Let me think on that for a second. We'll put that as pending, Jeffrey. David Bowie, Aladdin Sane, 1973 Indianapolis press, $79.99. Now, I forgot what's up with the inking on this one, but I'm not really for sure. $79.99. Something to do with the font and the inking. This is an orange label. $79.99. David Bowie. Victor Buono. Heavy. Sealed from 1971. $19.99. And this is, I don't know what this is. This is Japanese. Mickey Jupp. That is a 1978 pressing on blue vinyl, $19.99. Edward Star Wars next on the Harry Nilsson. Chris Gleason wants the April Wine. Condition of Sticky Fingers. And Jeffrey said yep. And Adam Stein wants DB. And that was David Bowie. This is sold to Adam Stein. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out... Okay, so yeah, he offered $40 for these 3. I can't do that. These would be, let's see. Yeah, my best price on these would be $55 right now. $55 if you want these, Jeffrey. If not, it looks like Chris Gleason wants the April Wine for $19.99, which is full price. So $55 if you want all 3 of those. If not, I'm going to sell that one to Chris Gleason for $19.99. But that's totally up to you. That's totally up to you. Peter Murphy, Should the World Fail to Fall Apart. Peter Murphy, $19.99. Formula 30. Formula A30. Is that what that says? Formula 30. This is $29.99. Alan Parsons Project, I, Robot, $19.99 for Alan Parsons Project. Boz Scaggs, Silk Degrees, $19.99. The Beach Boys, Dance, 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 $14.99 for the Beach Boys. Dance, Dance, Dance. Mike Massey first to Peter Murphy. That's sold to Mike Massey. I'm going to lay that right there because that's for sure sold. The April Wine, we don't know yet. So that's sold to Mike Massey. Craig Thomas was next, then Jason F., then Walt Cruz. Steve Botsford first to Alan Parsons Project. Nick Todd, you were second. And Steve Botsford first, or Edward Star Wars first to Beach Boys. So those 3 are for sure sold. And the Hollies Greatest Hits. $19.99. The Hollies Greatest Hits. Near mint copy. $19.99. Let's go ahead and sell Queen 2. This is sold to Brent Hall for $65. Queen 2 is sold for $65 to Brent Hall. If anybody wants the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's, $40 buy it now. No less. $40 buy it now on that. No less. That's for Sgt. Pepper's 1973 Apple pressing. $40 buy it now on that. Very nice copy. That is sold to Chris Mateja. Ivan was second. That's sold to Chris for $40. So we're still waiting on confirmation for those 3 from him. I'll put those over there. Elvis Gold Award Hits, Parts 1 and 2. Elvis is $19.99. The Beach Boys Endless Summer Compilation, $19.99 for the Beatles. And Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, American Dream, $24.99. Jeffrey says he'll pass. All right, so sell that to whoever had that at $19.99, which was Chris Gleason. He gets April Wine. Jeffrey, if you want these last 2, they will be $35 if you want those last 2. Those will be $35 if you want them. Walt, the price on Formula 30 was $29.99. Formula 30, $29.99. Chris says he'll take the 3 for $55. All right, so sell all 3 of those to Chris Gleason then for $55. Never mind. There's the Beach Boys Endless Summer. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. We had an EX copy earlier. This one is near mint. Really, really nice. So far, $34.99. That's a Crosby, Stills, and Nash compilation, if I don't fall down. Let's see here. Next Japanese auction, Journey Escape, and we have Adam and the Ants. Interesting. We had a Japanese pressing of Adam and the Ants before. Journey Escape is EX, not pristine, but not bad either. This is Journey Escape, EX condition, pretty close to near mint. There's the Japanese insert. There's the original inner sleeve, cover, and obi. Journey Escape, that's a $35 start. $35 start for Journey Escape. Journey Escape. Adam and the Ants. Adam and the Ants is going to be a $35 start. $35 start, Japanese pressing with obi. There's the Japanese insert. And near mint, pristine vinyl. Adam and the Ants, Kings of the Wild Frontier. That's a $35 start. Kings of the Wild Frontier. John Ambrosic on BB. That's probably for the Beach Boys. Sell that to John Ambrosic. Next is Renaissance, Ashes Are Burning. Renaissance is $9.99. Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits. Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits on Decca. Very nice. $39.99 in shrink wrap. 1967. 1967. Has the original inner sleeve too. Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits. $39.99. The Beatles Talk Down Under is $19.99. And Solid American Kinky Fried Man. Sold American, not solid. Sold American Kinky Friedman. I completely butchered that one. I should pay more attention to the label. Sold American Kinky Friedman. I think I said Kinky Fried Man. Wow. $34.99. Walt wanted Formula 30. Put that in Chad's funniest moments. Kissing the Pink, Naked. $19.99. Kissing the Pink Naked, $19.99. Ian Dury and the Blockheads Laughter. Ian Dury and the Blockheads Laughter, that is $19.99. Did I miss something else? I pulled the Beach Boys. What was the Beatles? Did somebody comment Beatles earlier? I already pulled that. Okay. Carla DeVito. Make sure I'm reading these right. Carla DeVito, $19.99. Mike Massey on Kissing the Pink. That's sold to Mike Massey. We have Spirit, 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus. Spirit is $19.99. Van Halen 2 appears to be a very nice copy. $44.99 for Van Halen 2. Looks like a US OG. Original inner sleeve. Van Halen's $44.99. And Van Halen 1984 is $49.99. Last record is Bob Seger, Night Moves. Bob Seger, Night Moves, $29.99. I think Kinky ran for governor of Texas. Yeah, not Kinky. It made more sense when I seen the label. Walt Cruz wants DeVito. That's sold to Walt Cruz. Jack Suslak on Elvis. That was the Gold Record Award compilation back here. That's sold to Jack. Let's see. I'll take the last Beatles. That was this one in here. The Beatles Talk Down Under. That's sold to Ivan. And the Van Halens are $49 and $44.99. We had 2 bidders on Adam and the Ants, and then no one bid again. Walt Cruz was at $35. Tony Shore, you're out. I'm about to sell that to Walt. If anybody wants Journey, it's a $35 buy it now. Journey Escape, that's a $35 buy it now if anybody wants that. $35 buy it now if anybody wants it. So here's what's left in this crate. Chris Mateja gets the Journey. Chris waits for the buy it now moments. That's sold to Chris Mateja. Allison Campbell, let me know which Van Halens you want, 1984 or Van Halen 2. 1984 or Van Halen 2. Let me know on those. Journey was $35. I'm about to sell that unless we hear from Tony. Bob Seger, we have Night Moves, Spirit, Ian Dury, Kinky Friedman, Patsy Cline. That's an original Decca pressing. Renaissance, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. The Hollies, Greatest Hits, Bob Skaggs, Mickey Jupp, Victor Buono, Joe Carrasco, Bo Diddley, The Byrds, Iggy Pop, Art Blakey, and Steve Miller Band. Tony Shore, we're waiting for you to bid again. You bid 35, but you came in second. Walt Cruz has it for 35. You're out, and Allison wants Van Halen 2. Allison gets Van Halen 2. Allison gets Van Halen 2. Price on Joe King. Joe King was right here. Where is that? This is $19.99. Stiff Records. Tony Shore's at $50 on Adam and the Ants. Patsy Cline was $39.99. Allison wants both Van Halens, so actually make that 2 Van Halens. So Joe King. Hold on a second. Yeah, so those are both Allison. Michelle gets Bob Seger. Tony Shore is at $40 on Adam and the Ants. So Walt, you're out. And the Patsy Cline is $39.99. The Patsy Cline is $39.99. That's Greatest Hits. Greatest Hits. Walt's out. Tony Shore, you get Adam and the Ants for $40. Go ahead and tag that to Tony Shore. Tony, you got it. I'm doing that because I was walking over here to put up 2 more new Japanese pressings, which is REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity, and Bruce Springsteen, Born in USA. He said back in at 45. I've already sold it. I'm sorry. I moved that one fast. Make sure you're absolutely out. Sometimes I sell them fast. Sorry, Walt. REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity. REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity. Okay, sorry. I had to mute my mic for a second. REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity. This is a Japanese pressing for a $35 start. This is EX condition. REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity. And this is a $35 start. Really nice cover with Obi. There's the Japanese flip. And the vinyl is EX. And EX means it's very close to near mint, but it's not. Seth, like I've said, he grades and checks all these when we get them in from Japan. Yeah, it has one little scuff right here. It has one hairline scuff right here. Thought I froze for a second. No, that was me. Sometimes I should give a warning. I wish there was a symbol on the screen so y'all know that I mute my mic, but sometimes we have things that we have people buying stuff that can't buy stuff, so we have to fix it. Born in USA, Bruce Springsteen. This is a Japanese pressing for $35 start, and this is also EX condition. I promise you, you're not going to be disappointed with an EX Japanese pressing. If anybody's bought an EX pressing, Japanese press, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. This is Born in USA, Bruce Springsteen. This includes this lyric book with it. And I actually think, yeah, is this the insert? Yeah, that's the Japanese, or is that an extra page, or is that 2 inserts? Actually, I think it might go like this. I'm not sure. That's either 2 inserts or that's an extra page. So those are both $35 start. Classic albums, High Infidelity, Born in USA. Let's see. Never Heard the Quality on Sticky Fingers. It was an EX copy. We showed this one last night. Yeah, not quite near mint, but really not bad. Does have some problems right here with the spine. If you want to really get picky on the cover, this one, of course, this right here always has issues. This here and has the original inner sleeve as well. Well, it has the original Stones inner sleeve. EX condition. It is a 1971 press. It's not bad. That was $55. Sticky fingers. Okay. Let's see. So Darren's at 35 on REO Speedwagon, and Brian C's at 35 on Bruce Springsteen. Jeffrey Thomas, if you decide you want the Patsy Cline, it is still available. If anybody decides they still want that. Okay, so those are both at 35 and 35, going once, going twice. Let me grab a new crate of records to go through. Let me go through a crate of new vinyl from last night kind of quickly. You may have missed out on some titles we've recently got in. We haven't shown a Rush record tonight. That is not good. We need to show Rush records as many as we have. We need to be showing them every second. But we do have a bunch. Boy, I got a lot of vinyl to go through. Look at all that stuff. Japanese. Let me find our crates of new vinyl. Where are they? Should be everywhere around here. Let's see here. That's tonight's. Let me find where one of those are. Final call on those two auctions. Final call on those two auctions. Of course, we showed Days of the New earlier. Let me lay these over here. Let's see what this is. Well, let's just keep going through vintage then, because I really don't know which crate to go through. We'll probably have a big new vinyl night tomorrow, especially for the first part of the show. Let me see what we have in here. All right, yeah, let's go through this crate here. Very interesting looking stuff here. Steve Botsford is at 36 on REO Speedwagon. Derek's at 36 on Bruce Springsteen. So new bids on both of those. Okay, new crate of vintage stuff. There's actually some of that kind of newer, odd stuff like we've been putting out a lot. So this is Unplugged featuring Lil Wayne, Anything You Want, $9.99. We have Carcass. Is that what that says? I believe so. Carcass is $19.99 picture disc. Carcass, $19.99. David Bowie Stage, $59.99. 1978 Holland press. Check this out. On yellow vinyl. David Bowie Stage, $59.99. 1978 Holland, $59.99. The Beatles Let It Be, 1978 UK pressing on white vinyl, $159.99. $159.99. The Beatles Let It Be, 1978 UK on white vinyl, $159.99. The Beatles Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band picture disc from 1978, $49.99. Breakers Nerve, $24.99. Breakers Nerve. This is Nerve Breakers. I think that's supposed to be said together in a different order. Nerve Breakers is $24.99. Update on our auctions. Steve Botsford's at 36 on REO Speedwagon. Derek Hartman's at 36 on Bruce Springsteen. That's our high bidders. Going twice, going three times. Ryan Anderson wants Nerve Breakers. We have Dick Dale and his Deltones, King of the Surf Guitar. That's a 1963 Scranton press, $49.99. Dick Dale and his Deltones, $49.99. Boy, that looks beautiful. $49.99 on that. Let me get this fixed. There we go. There's Sgt. Pepper's again. Betty Wright, One Step Up, Two Steps Back, $14.99 on the Jamaica label. Let's Straighten It Out, More, Lattimore. That is $29.99 for Lattimore. Lionel Richie, All Night Long, 12-inch single from Germany, $14.99. And Soft Machine. Soft Machine is $24.99, self-titled. Bobby Bland, Ain't Nothing You Can Do. Bobby Bland's a 1964 mono, $74.99. How unusual to see something in this good condition. Bobby Bland, $74.99. And we have Van Morrison, Poetic Champions Compose. Van Morrison, 1987, $39.99. REO Speedwagon is sold to Steve Botsford for $36. Derek Hartman is getting the Bruce Springsteen for $36. Those are sold and sold. Someone said something about Pink Floyd. I don't have any OG Pink Floyd albums laying around. But today, 50 years ago today, the world was changed, Tanner. 50 years We're going to have to listen to one tonight. I may even have to open one of these up because I don't think I have a copy here in the store anywhere. 50 years ago today, this album was dropped. You need to buy one just to celebrate. Some of y'all already have the $300 box set pre-ordered. Some of y'all have the 2LP live pre-ordered. 50 years ago today. Wow. It stayed on the charts for how long? Years. It was in the charts for $38.99. I have Dark Side of the Moon in stock. This is a great sounding remaster. This is the only copy I can really show you right now. I don't have any OGs laying around. I don't have any kind of represses. They all sell over and over and immediately. So $38.99. Carlene Rollins wanted LR. Let me go ahead and pull that. That was Lionel Richie. No 50% off. Pink Floyd, no. Can I get one of those Dark Sides? You absolutely can. If anybody else wants one, let me know. $38.99. When's the box set coming in? I think it's this month. I'm pretty sure it's this month. $38.99. U.S. for only a week. It remained in the Billboard 200 for 732 non-consecutive weeks. Wow. $38.99 for Dark Side of the Moon. I've sold enough. I hope all 206 people watching already have one. But if not, you need it. I mean, you got to have Dark Side of the Moon in your collection. Go ahead and just bite the bullet, even if you don't think you're going to like it. The Monkees is $24.99. Hey, hey, it's the Monkees. 20 smash hits. That is $24.99. Collector Series. Wow, the Birds. This is odd. It's a Birds box set. $74.99. It has Mr. Tambourine Band, Turn, 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 and Fifth Dimension. $74.99. I don't have any Grateful Dead. If I do, they will be put up for auction. But no, there's no Grateful Dead laying around. We have a lot of Grateful Dead fans in here. They buy those up immediately. Heather Perry sold on the Monkees. Michael Bohannon on Van Morrison. And the Birds. The Birds. Let's see. What is this? Broken Social Scene. $79.99. 2005. Broken Social Scene. $79.99. Two Door Cinema Club. 2011 white vinyl. $49.99. The Postal Service Give Up. The Postal Service Give Up. $79.99 from 2013. The Postal Service Give Up. Parkway Drive Atlas. $39.99 for Parkway Drive Atlas. Balance and Composure, The Things We Think We're Missing. $34.99 2014 hot pink vinyl. From Indian Lakes, $79.99. Bodies, what's that say? Able Bodies from Indian Lakes, $79.99. Let's see, Mia Willis on TDCC. That was Two Door Cinema Club. That sold to Mia Willis. Jason Fornerat on Post. That's the Postal Service Give Up. That sold to Jason. Josh was second. What is the number? What number is the Soft Machine? The Soft Machine is C30754. If that's what you're looking for, the Matrix label is AL3074. This is fourth. Soft Machine fourth. I think you're maybe looking for the title. Yes, Soft Machine fourth, $24.99. Sorry, Derek. Bless the Fall, Hollow Bodies, $64.99. And we have, what do we have here? It's Touche Amore again. We had some of those last night. $29.99, Touche Amore. Let me put up a couple new Japanese pressings. I got the Beatles, Queen, Eagles. I don't think I've ever had a Johnny Winter Japanese press, so let's put this up. And then Beatles, Rolling Stones. We showed those last night. And I got Olivia Newton-John. Let's go ahead and run that. And let's do that. Okay. We have Roadwork, Edgar Winter's White Trash, featuring Jerry LaCroix, Rick Derringer, and Johnny Winter. Japanese pressing with Obi. This is a 2LP, $35 star. First time I've offered this one. Near mint, pristine Japanese pressing of Roadwork. There's LP number 1. There's LP number 2. There's the original inner sleeves that came with it. There's the Japanese insert. The cover, whoa, the Obi almost flew off. Just kind of an attachment there on the side. Gatefold pressing, $35 start on that. I've never seen a Japanese press of that. And Olivia Newton-John's Greatest Hits. This is also a $35 start. Another $35 start. There is a near mint Japanese LP. There's the lyric insert, gatefold pressing. That's also a $35 start. Those two auctions are $35 start. It was the Eagles Live, no Obi. Hugh Jeffries, welcome. Thank you. Chad, do you ever get any Steve Barrett solo albums? Occasionally, but they're hard to get. Pierce the Veil, A Flair for the Dramatic, $74.99, 2013 Coral Vinyl. Bring Me the Horizon, Suicide Season, 2011 UK, Red Vinyl, $99.99. Motion CD Soundtrack, $24.99. The Donnas, Bitchin, $149.99. This is 2011 sealed. 2007 sealed. $149.99. The Donnas. Bloodlet is $14.99. 2014 orange vinyl. Bloodlet live on WFMU FM. Parkway Drive, Killing with a Smile, $94.99. 2013 yellow vinyl. The Donnas Get Skin Tight, that is $19.99 sealed, $74.99. Paul Beal, First of the Donnas, that's this one right here. When I saw those titles, when I was pulling through those, I was like, wow, I think there's a lot of people always asking for those. And then Chris Mateja on the Donnas as well. So here's what I got to do. Paul Beal got the one I've already pulled. Chris, you're first to this one if you want it. Heather, you would be second. Paul Beal third. And Walt Cruz fourth. So Paul for sure got the first one. This is Chris if he wants it. If not, it goes to Heather, and then Paul, and then Walt in that order. Those are both sealed. Chris says he'll take it. Those goes to him. Absent Sounds from Indian Lakes. So we've got a couple from Indian Lakes. That's $49.99. Star Effer. This is $39.99. 2008. Herbie Mann, My Kind of Groove, $29.99. That's from 1965, and it is sealed. Mastodon, One More Around the Sun, $49.99. Once More Around the Sun. Mastodon, $49.99. Walt Cruz wants the Star Effer. Can't say that word live on Facebook. Pedro the Lion, It's Hard to Find a Friend, $39.99. 2001 marbled and numbered. John Ambrosic wants the Mastodon. And Tiny Moving Parts, Pleasant Living, $29.99. Christopher, you were second on Mastodon. If anybody wants these Japanese pressings, they're now a buy it now. I'm sure somebody's waiting. 35 for Edgar Winter, Johnny Winter. Edgar Winter, it's Johnny Winter. Yeah. No, it's Edgar Winter's White Trash with Johnny Winter. $35 on Olivia Newton-John's Greatest Hits. You know that's going to sound good. And this pressing, White Trash, is now $35. Buy it now. Those are $35 buy it nows. This is sold to Kenny Heathcock. Tanner, that's a lot of content, so I'll let you put that back in the sleeve. That's sold to Kenny, and sell David Olivia Newton-John for $30. So $35 for the one Kenny claimed, $30 for Olivia Newton-John, sold to David. I'm going to run through these titles one more time. This very, what I call obscure stuff, seems like a lot of y'all kind of know it. I'm going to be listing a lot of this. I'll probably give it about a week to leave it out here in the store, maybe let people think about it, message us this week. I'm sure somebody will rewatch the show and be like, hey, do you still have that Indian Lakes? But these will be going very soon on Discogs. I've got crates in my office lined up. We're about to start an eBay blitz. Or excuse me, a Discogs blitz of listings. We have hundreds and hundreds of $50 plus records that need to go on there for sale. If you want any of these, make an offer tonight. I'd rather sell them to y'all for less than probably even what I can get for Discogs, so we don't have to worry about fees and shipping. I'll sell them to y'all tonight. So let me go through that one more time. Let me go ahead and put up a couple new Japanese pressings. Let me go through our next crate. Our next crate has, let me read you the titles. Culture Club, Pat Benatar, Huey Lewis, The Police, Phil Collins, Judas Priest, Van Halen, Vision Quest, Don Henley, HSAS, The Stones, Simon and Garfunkel, Jackson Brown, Hall & Oates, Chicago. That looks interesting. I think that's a hits comp. James Bond, compilation, Boston, Blondie, Bryan Adams, The Stones, Cyndi Lauper, James Taylor, Boston, Genesis. Let's go ahead and run Rush and Chicago. Yes, we do have a Rush Japanese pressing in here. It's not cheap. I don't want to sell it. These are extremely hard to get. If somebody wants to start us, I'm going to put it up for start. If not, this may end up in Chad Williams' personal collection. We don't get a lot of Rush Japanese. Actually, if you just try to search these and try to find comps, it's kind of tough. This is a $135 start. This is Rush, Permanent Waves. It does have some, that actually may come off. I don't know, but it looks like it has some like swirling foxing on the cover. Nice Obi. I don't think that's part of the cover. No, that's definitely some kind of something on there. Rush, Permanent Waves, Japanese press. There is the Japanese 2-page flip. And the vinyl is near mint and pristine. Rush, Permanent Waves. That's 100. Put a 1 in front of that. 135. Rush, Permanent Waves. Next is Chicago. I think this is a hits comp. The Great Chicago. Interesting. Never seen this exact cover. The Great Chicago. Introduction, questions, dialogue. 25 or 64. Yes, definitely some kind of comp from Japan. This is a $35 start. There's the Obi. There's the inner sleeves. There's the insert inner sleeve, and then there's the vinyl. Near mint and pristine. Near mint and pristine. This is a $35 start. $35 start. Okay, which police titles? It was Zenyatta, it was Synchronicity and Regatta de Blanc. Brent said BBVM bundle. What is BBVM bundle? BBVM. If you can elaborate on that one, if you can type those out, I can maybe figure that one out. Let me know. Okay, and then Chicago 3536. Ooh. Okay, one more time to this one. Unplugged, featuring Lil Wayne. $9.99. Bobby Bland and Van. Was there a Van Morrison in here? I know there was a Bobby Bland. Chicago is live. Derek Clark says Chicago is live. Okay, thank you, Derek. There's Bobby Bland. If there was a Van Morrison here, it's sold, but Bobby Bland is still available. Okay, so Lil Wayne, we have the Carcass picture disc, $19.99. And we got a couple kind of obscure colored vinyls. We have David Bowie, a 1978 Holland yellow vinyl, $59.99. David Bowie Stage, $59.99 on yellow vinyl, Holland yellow vinyl. Let It Be is a 1978 UK on white vinyl, $159.99. $159.99. I figured at least one of our Ivan, somebody would be interested in one of those two Beatles. Dick Dale is $49.99. And the Beatles Sgt. Pepper's is $49.99. Picture disc. Betty Wright, Jamaica is $14.99. And Let's Straighten It Out, Lattimore. And that is $29.99. Lattimore is $29.99. Then we have the Birds box set. That's Tambourine Man, Turn, 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 and The Fifth Dimension. That is $74.99. Now to some of the obscurities. Broken Social Scene, $79.99. Parkway Drive, Atlas, $39.99. Balance and Composure, The Things We Think We're Missing, $34.99. And from Indian Lakes, Able Bodies, $79.99. Soft Machine is $24.99. Bless the Fall, Hollow Bodies, $64.99. Okay, so earlier, let me figure this out. you was interested in a Van Morrison and Bobby Bland. We already sold the Van Morrison. Bobby Bland's still available. And then Ryan Anderson offered 55. And then Brent offered 95 for this and Dick Dale. Let's just talk about this one first. Let's see here. I will do 60 and 40. So that's 105. So Brent, if you want this for 60, that's a yes, and I'll sell you both of them for 105. If you pass on this one, then Ryan, you can have it for 60. But that's 60. 60, and that'd be 60 and 40. That'd be 100. So yeah, $5 more. $5 more essentially. I think I may have messed up my math there, but I'll do 100 now. There you go. You don't even have to negotiate. So, and if Brent, if you pass at 100, then Ryan, you can have Bobby Bland for 60. I couldn't tell. This Rush cover, it looks like the foxing. You know, it looks like the normal foxing we have on a lot of Japanese pressings, but it's almost like it's swirled. It's probably where it was under some kind of plastic sleeve, and the humidity kind of made it like that. I mean, it don't look too bad. Of course, I know it's a pricey record regardless. Japanese Rush pressings. We've only ever had a handful. 135 on that. So both those at 100. Yeah, Brent Rabley. And then Chicago, we're at 36 with David Johnson, going twice, going 3 times. 36 going twice, going 3 times. Touche Amore, $29.99. Pierce the Veil was $74.99. Bring Me the Horizon, Suicide Season, $99.99. Motion City Soundtrack, $24.99. Bloodlet, $14.99. John Humphreys at 40 on Chicago. Parkway Drive, Killing with a Smile, $94.99. From Indian Lakes, Absent Sounds, $49.99. Herbie Mann, My Kind of Groove, $29.99. Pedro the Lion, It's Hard to Find a Friend, $39.99. And Tiny Moving Parts, Pleasant Living, $29.99. Chicago 40, now 41. Pierce the Veil, $69.99. It was this one right here. This one. Go ahead and sell that to Paul Beal. Chicago 41 Bloodlet title for Sean Fairweather. That was called Live on WFMU 1995. This is a Record Store Day exclusive. Yeah, it's a live. WFMU FM, March 23rd, 1995. Chad wasn't even born yet. $14.99. Let's see here. That sold to Paul Bill for $69.99. Okay, so if anybody wants Rush, $135 buy it now. $135 buy it now for Permanent Waves, Japanese pressing. That is available if anybody wants it. Chad kind of want to keep it. Chad also is here to sell records, so it's up to y'all. Let me go over the Bowie one more time. Get that down in here. Oh, it's not wanting to. I'll fix it later. Try to put them all in there at once. Sometimes that doesn't work. I'll fix that in just a second. All right, the Bowie is a 1978 yellow vinyl from Holland. 1978 yellow vinyl from Holland. $59.99. All right, Chicago is sold to David Johnson for $41. That's sold to David Johnson for $41. Sold to David Johnson. Where's our other vintage stuff from tonight from that last crate? Right here. Yeah, let me put all these together. All right. There's Joe King from that last crate. There's an empty Japanese crate, or an empty crate. All righty. Let's see what we got over here. Is this check condition? Well, this is all kinds of stuff. Let me go through these right quick. Let's see. I see Billy Joe, ELO, Billy Joe, Fantasia, The Band, Johnny Cash, Scorpions, Bob Dylan's, some odd stuff. Night Ranger. Let's go through this crate. Coheed and Cambria. I haven't seen any in a long time. Police Synchronicity next. I'm pulling it right now. This looks like an interesting crate of vintage and pre-owned stuff. Let's do the Police Synchronicity, Japanese pressing. And let's put up Judas Priest. Stained glass. All right, so the Police Synchronicity. The Police Synchronicity is a $55 start. Near mint, pristine, Japanese vinyl. There is the Japanese insert. There's the nice cover of Obi. Nothing wrong with that one. 55 on that. And Judas Priest stained glass. This is going to be also, this is a $65 start. Nice Judas Priest. $65 start. Stained glass. Really top copy. There's the Japanese insert. And there's the near mint vinyl. $65 start for Judas Priest stained glass. $65 start on that. I will do 50 on the live Bowie. I will do 50 on the live Bowie. Are you going to get to New Rush? Which one are you looking for? You name an album and I'll tell you if I have it. Don't say anything after Hold Your Fire. Say anything before and I'll probably say yes. But don't say anything after Hold Your Fire. Okay. New vintage arrivals. This crate is plumb full, as you can see. Lots of stuff in here. Phantom of the Opera soundtrack, $49.99. Phantom of the Opera soundtrack, $49.99. Stephen Steele's Steels, $19.99. London Wainwright III, unrequited. That is $14.99 in shrink wrap. R. Moselle has the Police for $55, going twice, going three times. Sleeping with Sirens, From Ears to See and Eyes to Hear, $99.99, 2014 red vinyl. This is Indian Land, Cody, Canada, and The Departed, $149.99, 2011 seals. Christopher Bodley on Stephen Steele's. Christopher, if you're a first-time buyer with us, thank you and welcome. Make sure you message our Facebook page. That's CollectCo. We need a message from you with your email address and your mailing address. We invoice on Mondays. It's $7 in limited shipping. Clay Moore wants Cody, Canada. That's so to Clay Moore. Tony Riddle, I'm looking for a $65 start on Judas Priest. I can't quite take 50 on that one right now. And then I'm about to sell the Police for 55. I'm about to sell that. The Promise Ring, Nothing Feels Good. That is $59.99. 1999 gray marbled vinyl. $59.99. Faithless, No Roots. That is $199.99. 2004 USA. Faithless, No Roots. What do we have here? $14.99. That's a wild looking cover. It says Savat and Savalas, Maana, something like that. $14.99. Potluck Spooner Odom, $24.99, 2015 green vinyl. Yeah, Judas Priest is $65 on Judas Priest if you want to bet on that. Potluck Spooner Odom, $24.99. The Go-Go's Vacation. The Go-Go's Vacation, $19.99. The Eagles Desperado is $34.99. And Human League, Do You Want Me? That's a 12-inch single. Do You Want Me? That's a big hit for them. $14.99 on the Human League. The Police is sold to R. Moselle for $55. And we're going to sell Fred Carnell, the live Bowie from Holland on yellow vinyl for $50. Let me sell that to Fred Carnell. Great decision. That's a really cool pressing. Never seen that before. Last call on Judas Priest before I make it a buy it now. Tony Shore was first of the Go-Go's. Wendy Pierce was first of the Human League. The Go-Go's was a full album. It's already sold to Tony, though. Steve Winwood, Ark of a Diver, $19.99 for Steve Winwood. And Steve Miller Band's Greatest Hits, an OG, $34.99 for Steve Miller Band's Greatest Hits, $34.99. Night Ranger, Midnight Madness. Midnight Madness is $26.99. $26.99. Midnight Madness, $26.99. Then we have Crosby and Nash with the hype sticker and $19.99. And Tanner, earlier, while you stepped to the back, we had a first-time buyer, Christopher Bodley, and I don't know if we sent him a message, but he is a first-time buyer. Tanner sent you a first-time message. All right, next two Japanese auctions, we have the Police and Huey Lewis. I'm going to go ahead and end Judas Priest if anybody wants it. It's a $65 buy it now for Judas Priest Stained Class. Judas Priest Stained Class. That is a $65 buy it now if anybody wants it. It is up for grabs. That is a very nice copy. The only things that have not got bids tonight, the Doobie Brothers is $40. Bon Jovi was $55, and Judas Priest is $65. That's the only three Japanese pressings that have not got bids. Next two are Huey Lewis and the News. Huey Lewis is a $35 start. Japanese pressing of Sports, Heart and Soul, The Heart of Rock and Roll, I Want a New Drug. If anybody's kind of new and you need an explanation on Japanese pressing, say, I need a Japanese explanation, and I'll explain to you what these are and why we're bidding on them and why they look different and why they have Japanese writing. Don't be afraid to ask. I assume everybody knows because we've been selling them for a while. This Police is also a $55 buy it now. $55 start. Regatta de Blanc, the Police, this is a $55 start. Message in a Bottle. There's the Japanese insert. Cover with Obi. Very, very nice copy. That's also a $55 start. Darren Meyer was first to Steve Miller Band. That was the greatest hits here. Let me go ahead and pull that for Darren Meyer. That's so to Darren. Tony Riddle gets the Judas Priest for $65. That's so to Tony Riddle. What Bon Jovi was that? That was 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit. 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit. Ethan Norfleet's at 35 on Huey Lewis. Arm Lazelle is at 55 on the Police. Arm Lazelle's first. Brent Hall's back in at 60. And Jerry Stone's at 38 on Huey Lewis. Very quick explanation on Japanese pressings. I see a couple people may be wanting to ask. I hadn't explained it in a while. These are pressed in Japan. One obvious thing you need to know, but is maybe not obvious to a lot of people, these are in English. The Police isn't singing in Japanese. Some people don't understand that though, so we have to explain that to them. These are just pressed in Japan. These are U.S. records. U.S., of course there's some music where they're singing in Japan, right? Japanese artist. This is a Japanese pressing. This was actually pressed in Japan. First thing you'll see is this Obi. That is a Japanese word meaning sash, which this is like the hype sticker for us, but they were on every record almost. Has all the information, has the catalog number. This probably says the Police, Regatta de Blanc. There's the track listing. And the covers, first of all, you'll notice they're usually sturdier jackets. Everything's a little bit higher quality. It's, sturdier jackets. I can tell the inking's better. I've seen a lot of copies of Huey Lewis. This one's very crisp, very clear. I like the Obies myself. It's almost like an additional kind of touch to it, almost like artwork. Makes it very appealing. And now the important part, the vinyl. The vinyl is usually a higher quality as well, as in it's a higher quality, meaning, I'm trying to say it sounds better. Also, most everything we get from there, very well taken care of. This record here looks unplayed. So very well taken care of vinyl. They also usually have bonus inserts that aren't really common with, almost every Japanese pressing has some kind of insert with it. Not all of them do, but they all have inserts. Of course, it's going to have English and it's going to have Japanese. Now, if I can say anything negative, and I can't say really, I'll tell you what a lot of people say negative about them. They usually have, no, this is just, I was about to tell you about that, whoever was bidding on this. This is not a split, that's just a little bit of edge wear, just a paint loss there. But no split there, no split. They tend to say the mastering, the highs are a little higher, and they don't really have a lot of bass. Now, I've listened to some, and they sound incredible with lots of bass. But just for the Japanese market, they tend to have mixed their stuff where the highs are higher and the lows are not as low as compared to a lot of other pressings. There's the Japanese 101. We sell them almost every night here. I have sold, now in the last year, thousands of Japanese pressings. I have got to where I'm collecting them myself. So lots of upgrading. Okay, now let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Huey Lewis 35, the police 55, the police 55, the police 60, Huey Lewis 38, 40, 42, Huey Lewis 45, Huey Lewis 47, the police is 61, Huey Lewis 50, police 56, Huey Lewis 53, Huey Lewis 55, the police 65, Huey Lewis 58. Night Ranger, this one has Sister Christian on it, $26.99 for Night Ranger. Don Nix, Hobos Heroes, and Street Corner Clowns. Don Nix, $19.99. Motorcycles USA, the Hornets, very cool. This is 1964 Mono, $39.99, the Hornets. Motorcycle USA on the Liberty record. I've never seen that before, $39.99. Stephen Stills, Right By You with the hype sticker, $19.99 on Stephen Stills. And American Graffiti soundtrack, 41 original hits from American Graffiti. That is $19.99. We've sold a bunch of those. 2001, A Space Odyssey, Volume 2 soundtrack, $19.99. 2001, A Space Odyssey. Delbert McClinton, Feeling All Right. Delbert McClinton, 1984 Germany, $19.99. Goldfinger, Shirley Bassey doing the theme song for the super big Bond film, Goldfinger. This is a nice copy in shrink wrap, $19.99. Remember Marillion. This is a Marilyn Monroe compilation, it looks like. Marilyn Monroe, $29.99. Has a booklet with it. It appears, yeah, it looks like it has a booklet. It's a gatefold pressing. Nice vinyl. That is $29.99. Huey Lewis, let's see here. The Police is at, first, let me pull American Graffiti. That's John Ambrosix. Adam Stein gets the Marilyn Monroe. Okay, so the Police, Brent Rabley's at $60. Yes, American Graffiti's the gatefold. The Police is at $60. Huey Lewis, Jerry Stone's out. Ethan Norfleet has Huey Lewis for $65. $65, going twice, going three times. The Police is at $60. Coming to America soundtrack, Eddie Murphy, $19.99. Bobby Gentry's Ode to Billy Joel. Wow, that's weird. Oh, that's a soundtrack. It is sealed from 1976, $29.99. Ode to Billy Joel. That is Bobby Gentry. That's a soundtrack. I lost my place here. Brent Hall says, I have the Police at 65. Brent has the Police at 65. My bad. So, Brent Rabley, you're out, and so is Fred. Susie Breedlove wants Bobby Gentry. We have the Beatles. This is Hey Jude, $29.99. This is the Purple Capital. We auctioned off an OG the other night. That is $29.99. The Hindenburg soundtrack is $24.99. 1975 sealed, $24.99. Music from the soundtrack The Hindenburg, $24.99. Brent Rabley's at $75 on The Police. Arthur Maldondo on Hey Jude. Ivan was second. Let's go ahead and sell Ethan Norfleet, Huey Lewis for $65. $65. Ethan Norfleet gets Huey Lewis for $65. Now the high bid on the Police is $75 start on the Police. Arthur got Hey Jude. Ivan, you were second. I've got another Huey Lewis. I've got Picture This. I've still got another auction up, so I'll have to wait before we pull another one. But Huey Lewis and the News, Picture This, Japanese pressing. This is a $35 start. $35 start for Huey Lewis and the News, Picture This. There's the LP. There's the Japanese insert. There's the cover with Obi. And that's a $35 start. Huey Lewis and the News, Picture This. That's a $35 start. Irwin Allen's The Towering Inferno. That is also sealed from 1974. $29.99. John Williams doing the music on that. Dolly Parton. This is on pink vinyl, 1978. This is a single, Baby I'm Burning and I Want to Fall in Love. That's on pink vinyl. Dolly Parton, $24.99. And we have U2, The Unforgettable Fire, $34.99 for an OG copy of The Unforgettable Fire. Very nice, U2. Who is this? It's $109.99. The Format, Interventions and Lullabies. The Format is $109.99. The Format, $109.99. Let's see here. Angela Chesney said Night Ranger 25. That was this one right here. I had $26.99 on it. Sell that to Angela Chesney for $25. Brent's out on the police. Brent Hall. Brent Rabley has it for $75. That's going once, going twice. Leslie Holt wants the Coming to America soundtrack. That is right here. That's sold to Leslie Holt. Any more Kiss 45s? Not tonight. Christopher Bodley on Dolly Parton. Tony Shore gets U2. And Heather, I've already sold Coming to America. That was sold to Leslie Holt. Tornado sirens are going off and I'm still watching. That is common. Some people, I don't think, would leave our sale if their house is on fire. Right, Tanner? I don't recommend that, but it's true. Aviator, I'm not the lonely one. Aviator is $9.99. What do we have here? HRVRD, The Inevitable and I. That is $79.99. And is there sirens going off in Lebanon? Mike Stewart, where do you live? We have a mono, One Step More and You Die. That is $34.99. That's brutal. The Reach Around Rodeo Clowns, Rockabilly Deluxe, $14.99. And the Final Conflict, Conflict, The Ungovernable Force, $19.99, 1988 UK pressing of that. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm stretching my back right now. I've stood too long on one leg. It's like numb at this point. Right, Tanner? David Johnson said, break tonight. That would mean I'd have to go to Taco Bell. I've had way too much Taco Bell lately, but I'm probably going to go again tonight anyway. Let's go ahead and sell the police. Thank you for the quick break. How many timeouts do I have left? How many timeouts do y'all give me? That is sold to Brent Rabley for $75. If anybody wants Huey Lewis, picture this. This is a $35 buy it now. Who wants Huey for $35 as a buy it now? No bidding. You can buy it now. I don't think anybody bid on that. Are all Japanese pressings OG? Not necessarily. There's not any, I don't have any new ones. These are all vintage copies, but they're not necessarily all first pressings. But no, these aren't really any new reissues. That's another thing. Not too long ago, somebody messaged the page and they was like, can you order such and such on Japanese vinyl? And it was kind of a weird question, or it was something like that. Some people thought these were new, like we were ordering these and they were being pressed. These are all vintage copies. These are all vintage copies. So, what's that? Yeah, they look new. That's what confused somebody. I mean, some of these we pull out, like this Vision Quest soundtrack. I mean, this is what? Almost a 50-year-old record now? At least 45 years old? This is a 40-year-old record, right? 20? Yeah, this is a 40-year-old record. Almost 40 years old. Vision Quest soundtrack. Journey, Only the Young. Of course, first track on that. This is near mint and pristine. There's the insert. And this is a really nice copy. But yeah, I mean, this looks like it's brand new. But that is everything's very nice and pristine. That's a $35 start for the Vision Quest soundtrack. Kenneth Jank. Kenneth Jank on Huey Lewis. That is sold to Kenneth Jank. All right. $35 on that. Let's see here. We need you here for the long call. Yeah, I guess y'all don't need me falling over, right? We'll probably finish this crate, and then we'll probably pause like we did last night and do a late part 2. We'll probably pause here in about 12 minutes if I can get through this crate. This had a lot of records in it. Okay, let me focus. Bob Dylan, Infidels, $34.99. No more auctions, at least for a couple moments. Bob Dylan, Infidels, $34.99. Bob Dylan, Nashville Skyline, $44.99 for Bob Dylan, Nashville Skyline. Wow, that's a nice copy. 2I Columbia, 1969 360 sound. That is $44.99. And Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde, $64.99. This is a 1970s reissue. So 3 nice Dylan records there. Make that 4 nice Dylan records. This is $34.99 for Bob Dylan. Name of this album is Dylan. Self-titled, $34.99. Brian C's at $35 on Vision Quest. Brent Rabley gets Bob Dylan, Nashville Skyline. Purple. Is that what that says? Purple. Crustacean, $14.99 for Purple. London Rainwright III t-shirt. London Rainride is $14.99. The Best of Chess, Rhythm and Blues. That looks like a cool comp. The Best of Chess, 2LP, Gold Stamp Promo, near mint, $29.99. The Best of Chess Blues. That looks good. Really good, actually. Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, Gold Stamp Promo. That is $29.99. Kenneth Jank, first to Loudon. Loudon Rainwright. That is sold to Kenneth Jank. Out Came the Blues, Jazz Heritage Series, $19.99. Out Came the Blues, Jazz Heritage Series. That's $19.99. Michael Nath gets both the chess. Final call on Vision Quest for $35. Neil Young, Comes a Time, $34.99. Very nice copy. About a VG Plus cover. Neil Young. Yes, Fragile, $19.99 on Yes. This is a 5-digit 77 reissue, but I will say this is a nice copy of Fragile. Gatefold, not bad for $19.99. It's probably a late 70s press. $19.99 for Yes. I highly recommend that. I could tell you the exact order of every song on the album without looking, and probably, I don't know, the lyrics are kind of complicated, but I can probably at least give you an idea of what he's saying. The Best of the Scorpions, $34.99. The Scorpions, Best of the Scorpions, $34.99. And Elvis Moody Blue on blue vinyl, $34.99. Blue vinyl, Elvis Moody Blue, $34.99. Stephen Stills, Illegal Steals, Shrink Wrap and Hop Sticker, that is $19.99. And the Savage 7 soundtrack featuring Cream and Iron Butterfly. This is a nice Atco pressing, $39.99. Vision Quest, we had 37, 36, 36, 37. Steve Botsford first to Yes. Justin Cleveland second. Arthur's at 39 on Vision Quest. John's at 40. Dale Shannon first to the Scorpions. Would the Yes have the booklet? I don't think these reissues did. I think just the OG pressings. No booklet with this one. Or at least that one don't. I don't know if the reissues did. St. Elmo's Fire in shrink wrap with hop sticker. Sorry, getting tongue twisted because I'm talking fast. St. Elmo's Fire, John Parr hop sticker. That is $19.99. And Jaws 2. That is sealed. Look how many times they had to mark that record down. That's incredible. That is sealed. 1978 Jaws 2 soundtrack, $29.99. That is sealed. I want you to look at that. You could have went in Sound Warehouse at one time and got that for 9 cents in Texas. This is from the Texas collection. If you could just go back in time, that was in the cutout bin for 9 cents. Jaws 2. Wow. Beverly Hills Cop 2 soundtrack, $19.99. Beverly Hills Cop 2 soundtrack, that is $19.99. And Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line soundtrack. I Walk the Line is a Johnny Cash soundtrack he did. That's a really nice copy. The cover obviously has some heavy foxing on it, but that is $19.99. This was actually filmed. A lot of it was filmed locally, some of it in Jackson County. Okay, back up to the top. Heather Perry wants SEF. Heather, was that St. Elmo's Fire? I'm pretty sure SEF, that's what that means. That goes to Heather's Perry. Leslie, you were second. Jeffrey Thomas, you were third. Matthew Chris wants the Johnny Cash soundtrack. David Johnson needs the Crickets. I will not forget about that, David. I will pull you the Crickets. Heather, you were second to Cash. And Brent Rabley wants to see the Bob Dylan Blonde on Blonde. The cover is about a VG Plus. These always show ring wear, even the later pressings. Very nice vinyl. I'm looking at side 2 here. No marks. Side 1, no marks. This is $64.99. Side 2, which is a very long one song. Yeah, this is a really nice copy. That is near mint minus, $64.99. Ooh, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I hadn't seen that in a while. $29.99, 1982 white label. Final call on Vision Quest, as in we're at 40 with John Ambrosic. Vision Quest is at $40. Yes, this is a repress. That's a 70s repress. Fast Times goes to Aaron Jolly. He was first on that. Chris Mateja second. Ron third. Heather fourth. Arthur fifth. The Band, Islands in shrink wrap. $34.99 for The Band, Islands. Walt Disney's Fantasia. 3-record set. Original soundtrack with a 24-page book. $49.99 for Walt Disney's Fantasia. Very cool. $49.99 for that. Billy Joel and Innocent Man. $14.99. Electric Light Orchestra, Balance of Power. ELO is $19.99. And Billy Joel, The Nylon Curtain. The Nylon Curtain is $14.99. Billy Joel. Nick Todd wants ELO. Michael Nath wants The Innocent Man. There is Nick Todd's ELO. There's Michael Knapp's Innocent Man. Do you have any back in black? I do. They're new. We always sell all of the OGs in any condition. I've got back in black. They are $31.99. AC/DC, back in black. We have 2 bins in the store dedicated strictly to AC/DC, and the one we always keep in stock is back in black. $31.99. Chatham Phantom, condition and price if it hadn't sold. Deal on Billy Joe. Wendy, we've already sold 1, but if you want that one, I'll take $12 for it. We've already sold you 2. Let's go ahead and end Vision Quest. Vision Quest is sold to John Ambrosic for $40. Do you still have that Ghost album? The soundtrack? No, we've already sold it. Ethan Norfleet wants AC/DC. If anybody else wants one, let me know. We haven't sold a lot of new vinyl tonight. We only went through those first 2 crates, and I've been trying to get caught up on vintage, and I still got 2 entire crates to go through, probably for part 2. So, all right. I'm just going to read through titles in here very quickly. We're going to stop at 10:30, whether we're done or not. So I'm stopping at 10:30. I'm going to read what titles left in here. Phantom of the Opera, London Rainwright. We're going to come back for part 2. I'm going to do a recap, and I've got 2 more crates of vintage. I don't know if we'll go through both of them, but we'll at least go through one of them. And if I combine both Japanese crates, I've got about a half of a crate of Japanese records still to auction. What I don't put up for auction, the very last thing, we'll go through them as a buy it now, and we'll do buy it now best offer on them, because after tonight, we've got even more to sell. Okay, The Promise Ring, Faithless, No Roots. Some of these I may skip because I don't remember them. Potluck, The Eagles, Desperado, Steve Winwood, Ark of a Diver. Let's see, Steve asked about Phantom. This one's right here, Phantom of the Opera. Phantom of the Opera original soundtrack recording is $49.99. It's about a VG Plus cover, near mint minus vinyl. That is $49.99. Crosby and Nash, Don Nix, Stephen Stills. Behind Stephen Stills is the Hornets, Motorcycle USA. 2001 Space Odyssey Volume 2, Delbert McClinton. Goldfinger is still available. The Hindenburg soundtrack, Towering Inferno soundtrack. This was the Format. That's the name of the artist. Can't remember that one. Don't know what that one is. One Step More. The Reach Around Rodeo Clowns. The Final Conflict. Bob Dylan Infidels. Bob Dylan Dylan. Purple Crustacean. Out Came the Blues compilation. Neil Young Comes a Time. Elvis Moody Blued. Moody Blue. That's not past tense, not blued. Stephen Stills, Savage 7. Jaws 2 soundtrack. Beverly Hills Cop 2. Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde. The Band Islands. Walt Disney's Fantasia. And Billy Joe, Nylon Curtain. Alrighty. Ryan Rice said he'll take Cops for $15. Beverly Hills Cop, go ahead and sell that Ryan Rice for $15. How much was Out Came the Blues? Georgia White, Memphis Minnie, Scraper Blackwell, Pete Wheatshaw, and Johnny Temple, and that is $19.99. That's on the Jazz Heritage Series for MCA Records. $19.99. Let's see here. No, he was asking about, it's a soundtrack. It was a Ghost soundtrack. We sold it, though. Sell Wendy Billy Joe for $12. Sell Michael Knapp this for $15. And what's the price on Blonde? That was $64.99. $64.99. Really nice copy. Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde. If anybody else is interested in anything else in here, let me know. We're about to take a quick pause. If you're watching for the first time, we sometimes take a break. Chad, that's me, likes to get some food. Usually when I get here, I've really only had breakfast, which is usually something like Subway, the way I eat and my time scheduling. So we're going to take a quick break. I usually go to like chug an energy drink, and then we're going to come back for like another hour or longer. I think last night we went to like 12:10, and Neil Young is $34.99. No, wait a minute. He said how much for Harvard? What was Harvard? Amy Hutchings on EP. EP was what? Elvis Presley and London Ringwright, Price and Condition. I think we've already sold that one, haven't we? The one that was in here we've already sold. No, this one, that is London Rainwright Unrequited. That's in shrink wrap. It's near mint. It's $14.99. Amy, I've got you pulled for Elvis Presley. Brandon Butler, what was Harvard? Was that something that was in here and I didn't know the title of it? Maybe you can tell me what it looks like. Yeah, and I still got the I still got all these I pulled last night. I'll probably just show these as buy now. I still got those. Remember I showed these last night, Neutral Milk Hotel, Velvet Underground, Iggy Pop. I'll probably just slide those in a crate. HRVRD. What does that look like? Price on Delbert McClinton, that was $14.99, Scott Smith. $14.99 on Delbert McClinton. Feeling all right. 1999, 1984 German. HRVRD. If you can tell me what that looks like. This one right here. It is $79.99. 2013 clear and splatter vinyl. $79.99 clear and splatter vinyl. $79.99. Okay. Scott said 10. I'll sell it to you for 15. I misquoted the price. I'll sell that to you for $15 if you want it. Just let me know. Hopefully you say yes. Okay. I'm hitting the button to end the feed. We'll be back in 30 minutes. If y'all need anything in the meantime, message our page. We look at messages sometimes during the break. And we'll be back in 30 minutes for part 2. We'll be live for about another hour. We'll be